don't you just keep talking then?
Oh, no. No, just the last 14 seconds, according to the Zoom.
Keep going.
About what? I got another hour and 15 minutes to talk about stuff. We got plenty of talking time. Get over here and talk with us.
I will. Filling time. Just filling time. Ed, thank you very much for helping.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm here to do.
Welcome to the Rotating Time
Hi!
Podcast.
Hello, welcome.
Jesus
here.
Christ.
Well, you can edit part of that out if you want. Or
Yeah,
you can...
yeah, make more work for me. Thanks.
Oh, whatever.
We're not bitter.
Welcome to the Marriage Counseling Podcast.
Yeah, this isn't petty. This is actually most of the podcast.
Yeah, no, I've heard it.
Talking,
this is pretty
talking
consistent.
us through our relationship.
Yep.
Albeit abusive, but fun.
I'm Steve Vanderplug.
Corey David.
Such a sad way. Just defer and then just the sad.
We had a whole debacle that just happened. I'm a little flustered, and thankfully I have a beer.
Yeah.
Calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
There was a memory card that was missing, although it wasn't missing.
But it wouldn't get read. It wasn't being read.
It was in the machine. You just needed to pop it out and pop it in again.
It was in the machine.
Yeah.
Did you blow on it?
No, it's not a Sega Genesis cartridge. Come on.
It kind of works like one, though.
Does it?
It does.
It pops in, pops out. The fun times happen when it's popped in.
The bad times happen when it pops back out. We're here today with Harrison
that the
Garcia and Ed Bell. Say hello, fellas.
Hello, fella.
Hey, guys.
See what I did there?
Nice.
Yeah.
Good work.
You
Good.
said,
Thanks for
you said
having
what he
us.
said.
Starting
I
off
did.
hot. Yeah.
I'm glad we're recording. That's nice.
Yeah. Well, that you know of, our battery might be dead.
Yeah, also that could be a fake card, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's a hoax at this point. I don't trust any of my own equipment.
No.
But speaking of video game systems, did you guys have a favorite one when you were growing up?
I only really had a Game Boy. I never actually had like a console when I was a kid.
Yeah, something you could take on the road.
Yeah.
Transport easy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of Pokemon. I had
blue and
my-
red.
well, so I had red and my sister had blue, and we had the Game Boys. Do you guys remember the Game Boys where it was like a little thing at the top of it where if you touched them together you could trade Pokemon?
So were you sword fighting with your sister? Is that?
No, you'd hold the thing, and it would basically like
Pokey.
you could touch the Game Boys
Yeah,
together.
you go
and there was
tip
a little
to
glass.
tip.
Yeah, you go tip to tip. Exactly.
With your sister.
And then
I'm
you
not-
could do it that way. Yeah.
I still don't really understand what I'm wrong about.
Yeah,
You said they go out of
you
that
just did
way.
it that way. Yeah, I hadn't considered that.
You don't have to punch the microphone.
I hadn't
Harrison.
considered that.
It's okay. I understand. Reliving a painful part of your childhood.
It's true. Yeah.
It's only painful now that I'm reminded.
It's
of
true.
what it was.
I hadn't considered it quite like that. We actually did like half an episode about this on our podcast, and that never came up. So riff opportunity missed that. Fuck.
Yeah, I could have talked about you docking with your sister, but I mean that comes up enough on our podcast.
All the
Yeah.
time.
Honestly, that's the name of the podcast.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, Harry docks his sister. It's coming out on Spotify real soon.
It sounds like a sequel to Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Way hairier.
I was a 64 guy, an N64 guy.
Yeah.
GoldenEye, what was that Wave Runner game? I can't remember.
Wave Racer.
Wave Racer.
Wave
That was
Racer.
close. I remember playing that a lot. Crash Bandicoot.
Those were the best times, the best of times. Did they have Crash Bandicoot for N64?
Yeah, I think it was a later release, but yeah, it was definitely on there. Or maybe not Crash Bandicoot. I'm thinking of
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
They're very similar.
Yeah.
Cheap knockoff.
Crash Bandicoot was PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
I think now though they have it on Nintendo. Crash
On the-
Bandicoot. Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean,
What is the difference? Is there any difference between the two? Or one is just a rip off?
I think one's black and the other's Hispanic.
That makes sense.
Yeah, very similar.
Sure.
No, I don't know what I don't know what Banjo-Kazooie is. I don't know what
It's two guys, right? Because one's on the back.
One's Banjo and one's Kazooie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. And then they hike around, but like,
So much more clear.
So they're
Does
white.
it
They're
like-
white trash. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
That's-
Nobody wears overalls that frequently in public and isn't white trash.
Yeah.
Didn't Banjo have overalls, or am I thinking of a different character?
I would hope so. His
I
name's
believe
Banjo.
they
I think
had
it did have
or had
overalls, yeah.
overalls. Yeah.
I think Kazooie was just like
It was just like legs sometimes. Like you could. I remember
Yeah,
you could like
yeah,
lean
yeah.
back on Kazooie, and then Kazooie could go up like really steep stuff. That's all I remember of Kazooie, to be honest.
Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot way cooler.
A little more classic of a game.
Crash Bandicoot, same universe as Spyro the Dragon.
I didn't realize
I mean,
it was crossed over.
I don't think it is, but I know the same people made it.
but when you take drugs, they look the same.
Yeah. Well, no, Spyro the Dragon, way cooler looking. Crash Bandicoot's just, he's a buff Bandicoot, essentially. But Spyro can fly and shit.
He's jacked.
Is a Bandicoot a real thing that I don't know
Yeah,
about?
Bandicoot? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like an Australian animal.
You said that not confident at all.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
There's totally bandicoots. They're real animals.
Bandicoots are a group of more than 20 species of small to medium-sized terrestrial marsupial omnivores.
Whoa.
Oh,
Marsupials.
So it's a group.
Mini kangaroos. Is what
A
we're talking
bandicoot?
about?
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Oh, voila!
Yeah, we're learning.
I learned something today.
So it's nice to actually have you guys on the show because you do something similar to what we do, and specifically, I know you probably have worked with other venues, but you guys predominantly work with breweries as well.
Yes, because they will have us.
Yeah, because they need entertainment.
Cheers to all the fine breweries in Colorado that will put up with our bullshit.
That's true. We need you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it was scary when everything started to shut down. I don't know, those articles came out and they're like, 3/4 of breweries to close if things don't open up. And I was like, oh, fuck.
We're still kind of not out of the woods with that.
No, I mean, and there's still breweries closing. Like, once every week or once every, other week, I feel like I see something about
Not
something
fast
local.
enough, if you ask me. We gotta get
I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think we have one beer here where maybe we can suggest that lightly. Because we're not throwing a comedy show.
Which one is it?
Tommy knocking on the wrong
It's
porch.
that one right there, yeah.
I don't think I've ever had anything from Tommy Knocker that I was like, yep, that's good. I want to have that again.
Yeah.
The
No.
root beer. They got
Yeah,
good
root beers
beer.
are
Oh, yeah.
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
they got a great
Sodas.
soda. Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes like root beer.
Yeah.
You never brought me
they
one.
nailed that. Yeah.
Never had that.
Do they even have a location around here?
Idaho Springs.
No, Springs.
Idaho Springs.
We're not gonna throw shows in the Springs. We can say whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, the secondary springs. It's not even the most popular springs.
Yeah,
Colorado
no, not
Springs.
even
It's
close.
Idaho
Big
Springs.
things.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Idaho Springs, no?
Yeah, Idaho Springs.
It's like basically like if
The
you
potatoes- the
if
potato
you
springs.
drive west and you see Black Hawk, you've gone too far. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing up there.
Blackhawk in general is a weird city. It's just a strange place.
Oh,
to
it's
have,
crazy.
to have a skyscraper in the middle of a canyon.
I didn't know it was even a city. I thought it was just a casino.
Yeah,
No, it's a
got a
whole
whole
city.
little town.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were just like, yeah, we gave up on finding gold, so now we're just gonna take your money.
Take it. Yeah. I've never come back from Central City or Blackhawk winning money ever. One time. I've gone to Vegas and I've made money gambling, but I've never won money here.
Yeah, that's not surprising. What I don't like about it is that like in Vegas and even like Reno and other places like that, like they have other things beside the casinos. You
Yeah,
know, like at
something
least
else.
they have like other things to do.
You're just going for the buffet. I
Yeah,
get
well,
it.
but there's just nothing else up there. Like it's not even like in Vegas. There's like shows and like other stuff to do if you don't gamble. There's nothing else to do in Central City and Blackhawk if you don't gamble or eat crab legs. It's like the only two things they got going on.
And the bars close at like 10 p.m. So
Yeah.
you can't even just like go hang out at a bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's pretty nuts.
This show is sponsored by Blackhawk Casino. All of you.
Ameristar.
Gambling specific
Lodge.
Blackhawk Casino. Want to get COVID and lose money while doing it? Blackhawk Casino.
You think
Yeah.
penny slots is a gamble? Wait till you take your mask off.
No more blowing on the dice, sir.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
So you guys have the show going right now with Dry Dock. I did it a couple weeks ago. It was fucking great. You guys had it sold out. Like, how many people did you wind up having?
It
in
was
there?
1,000.
Pretty good
All
number.
6 feet apart.
Yeah, we had to reel it back from what we usually do because of COVID, but
Yeah,
you know.
it used to be what, 4,000?
Yeah, it used to be
Yeah.
4, so we're very considerate.
Per show.
Yeah,
We're
that's
doing
per
about
show.
4 shows a night.
Yeah, we do one on the hour, every hour.
In the parking lot at Dry Dock.
That's starting to sound more like a Blackhawk casino, just doing a show every hour on the hour.
Don't be silly. They run shows in Central City, which is also a sponsor of this podcast.
Central City.
It's in the middle.
Central Casino, yeah. The casino down the street from the bigger casino.
The only other thing that happens in Central City is they have an opera there, and the way I know this is I did a gig once as a musician, and it wasn't even my gig. I booked it for someone else, but they played a benefit at the top of this hill in Central City where I had to rent a generator and drive it up there like an asshole. And I had to keep the generator about 100 feet away from the stage because it was so loud, and the band that I was booking shows for at the time was an acoustic band. So I had to keep the generator as far as possible away from the stage, but I needed it to actually power the whole benefit show that we were doing. And it was for the Central City Opera, and they were very, very nice, and they gave us all the leftover free beer they had, but I had to rent a generator, and I've never had to do that before.
So they gave you like what, 3 Newcastles?
I was gonna say, this is just like any other comedy show.
Yeah. And that's the only thing I know about Central City is they have a nice overlook where you can do a benefit show, but there's no power up there. It's a nightmare.
Opera seems like one of those hoity-toity things where they're doing a charity benefit, even though all of them have tons of money, and you don't get paid anything.
Yeah, that was the deal.
Yeah.
We got paid enough to cover the cost of the generator and the gas to get up there, is what I remember.
Congrats.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Sounds like a big night.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Well, we like to do a segment with all the comics on this podcast where we split a bomber, and it's called Bombers Club, and we'll all have a little bit of it. Today we're drinking. There's no label on it because it was a.
Because you stole it.
No, because it was a low pour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stole it. No, they don't sponsor us. So I just steal everything
Steve
and we
actually
give them credit.
found it in a dumpster. Yeah, this one comes from our sponsor. Actual
Epic,
sponsor.
our
not
actual
Black Hawk
sponsor.
Casino.
Yeah. Epic Brewing. This is a Imperial Pumpkin Porter by them. I believe that it's like 11%.
We'll find out when you pour it up.
It's like 11%. I don't know what the percentage
And this is why we don't spend a lot of time reviewing beers on the podcast.
Because details.
But we have zero labels.
Because they're all labelless.
We
That's
have
why.
zero labels.
They're all bootlegs.
You want to hand me these glasses over here?
Yeah. We'll get it going.
So while we enjoy this bomber,
This bummer.
Yeah, we're drinking nothing but pumpkin beers. It is kind of a bummer.
I mean, we are drinking. Well, I had an IPA. You're drinking a lager hybrid too.
I grabbed an Oktoberfest, which seemed appropriate.
Yeah,
Now
good
maybe
call.
less so, since we're going to add pumpkin on top of it. Maybe it seems redundant. But
I don't know.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah, I trust most of the stuff that Great Divide makes. That's why I wanted to pick up the 6-pack of what I did. It's the first year they released that. They had
cool.
their Yeti series is pretty cool.
Oh, it's nuts.
I love those. But
Yeah,
they had a
it's
pumpkin spice Yeti that I was trying to get my hands on, but then I knew we were going to be drinking this Imperial Porter and felt like probably save our livers some damage by doing that.
I'm sure you've done this on the podcast before, but like, you guys have like a go-to beer that you prefer?
Nah.
Like, I'm a basic bitch. I like myself an IPA. Like, if I'm gonna just drink one and I don't know anything about the brewery, I'll try the IPA first. But like, what do you like? It makes total sense that they do these seasonal ones. But have you ever had a pumpkin that was good? Like I would like to actually find one of these that is good because I've never had one.
We're gonna find one here
tonight.
tonight.
Hopefully, yeah.
I think Dogfish Head's pumpkin is actually really great, but it's like $18 a 4-pack.
Yeah, because it's like 12% or something.
Yeah, and with the sponsorship money isn't that good.
No, yeah.
No.
You can have one of those 90-minute IPAs and like that's it. You don't need to drink anything else for a week.
Well, it's like 7.5%, so it's not like super over the top. It was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go pick up a 6-pack of this for $12.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't spend this. This isn't a big vetting process for these beers. You know, we don't search.
So it
high
could
and low.
suck. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we allowed Tommy Knocker to so just knock it
Just
on.
one
Tommy.
can. I just showed up to the party uninvited.
Yeah.
That seems like if somebody that brought a 6-pack of Tommy Knocker to a party would be like uninvited.
Oh, yeah.
Just be like, hey, heard you guys were having people over.
Like, no, we're not.
Well, cheers, guys.
All right, cheers.
Cheers to bombing.
First pumpkin.
To bombing.
So who wants to tell a little bombing story?
Tell us about a time you bombed.
Thank you,
Well,
Steve.
I've never bombed, so Harrison, you can go first if you want.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff.
Boo! Yeah, and a horrible answer.
Pretty much my whole first 3.5 years of comedy. No, I think like
It's an hour-long show. So
yeah. You can elaborate. Is that what you're saying? So there was a period where I would do these series of like basically brewery tour shows. There was a guy in town who was doing bus tours to breweries. And
Oh
yeah. So not all of those were good. In fact, most of them were bad. And there was one time where I was supposed to do 30 minutes of comedy. And
how long into it? How long into it were you?
No, I had the 30. That wasn't the problem. The problem was that the tour group was 90% like most of the group that was on this tour.
Muslim.
No, that would have been easier actually. They all came together and they were on a trip, and I was doing my time. Like basically he was like, yeah, bring an opener. So the night before at an open mic, I just was like, hey, Danny Ramos, do you want to just come do your hottest 5 warm the stage up for me, and I can go do my 30, and we can get paid, and it'll be great. So this was in the back of Renegade.
Toast them up for me, huh?
Yeah. This was in the back of Renegade, and Danny did his job great. And about 20-ish minutes into my set, which was going okay, the tables, like the whole group of people were basically like, our dinner reservation isn't for an hour and a half. Keep going.
Oh,
And so,
let's run it again.
my 30 minutes turned into a hostage situation very quickly.
Where you had to stay up there for the entire time?
I did 55 minutes, but it was not good.
What'd
Like,
you say? What'd you
literally at one point I was like, hey guys, I have to pee. Like, we have to end this because, yeah. And so, like,
You all can come in there with
yeah,
me.
the first, like, 20 minutes was an actual show. And then once they basically made it clear that they didn't want to go anywhere, I just started pulling out everything I possibly had that could be considered material, and it was not good. Like,
Yeah,
it was bad.
Do you have any examples?
No, this is a comedy podcast.
Well, like at one point, like, and especially like it being in the back of a brewery that in no way was set up to do a show, they were having a hard time hearing me kind of anyway.
Yeah.
And so there were several things, especially like toward the middle and the end, where I would say a punchline and then someone would go, "What? What did you say?" Like, because it was, you know, in the back of a brewery on a Saturday night when there was like regular traffic going on outside.
I mean, they're polite. They wanted to hear the punchline.
Yeah, it wasn't like, yeah, they weren't like mean about it, but it just like slowly like being in that situation where you're like, you can do whatever you want, and it turns out that's actually not what you want to hear. Like, it was, yeah, I panicked, and like it was all right, but I still felt bad that here they wanted me to do more time, and I just didn't have it, and within probably 10 minutes they realized that was the case.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they realized what they were asking me to do. Like, it started trying to be nice. It started trying to be nice, and then it just got like progressively worse.
Yeah, if they're
as it went
thinking we're gonna let you do another hour.
Yeah, and it's like,
Lucky
no,
dog.
no.
You love this.
Yeah, right.
Isn't
No,
this your passion?
that was exactly right, and that was what made it feel so much worse. Is that like I was in a situation where they wanted more time, and I just didn't really have it.
Like, yes, I love comedy. I want to make this my career.
Yeah, that was kind of a rough one. That was kind of a rough one for sure.
So you don't have an hour.
He has a good 45.
Well,
He's got-
I can do 45 in a hookah bar in Kansas where no one cares. Like, I did do that once.
Just
But-
blowing holes and blowing circles and doing shit, doing
I
tricks.
mean, kind of.
I call this one Dragon Face.
It's a lot of crowd
This
work.
sounds like a real chill
We
time.
made it work. But yeah, it was just bad because it's just you don't ever want to be in a situation where you want to get off stage and they don't want you to.
And you've got 40 minutes
Yeah,
left.
it's bad. It's bad.
Ed, I saw you at Dry Dock. Anything else besides that you want to talk about?
Well, my longest bomb was the Dab Lounge. You guys do the Dab Lounge?
This is rough.
Yeah.
Was it the
It's-
old location or
love
the
the
new
Dab
location?
So I think it was the second iteration of it, but I did it the week after it got busted by the cops.
Oh yeah, sick.
Yeah, the week after. So anybody that was still hanging out there, I mean, you were willing to.
I
hang
feel
out.
like I might have been on that show with you.
No.
Because I remember they had
His seat was
the
ripped the whole time.
the magnet. They had like the you got buzzed in through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's where the cops broke in, and so the magnet that they used to lock the door to get buzzed in was busted. Like the cops just
For
fucking
sure.
ripped it off.
I don't think you were there because I did 30 minutes for 4 people, and they commented after every joke, and I tell a lot of jokes in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know? So
You're
after
a pretty
every
like
joke.
set up punchline guy.
Yes, very much so. Every joke, they would either be like, no, or if they did like one, they would yell something like, you stupid, you funny though. Yeah, and when I walked in there, every single guy had a knife on his belt,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a totally illegal knife, just right side holster on their belt. And my opener is about like swords and knives and how white trash people have them. And I was like, this is the only time I can not do
Yeah,
my
you
opener.
can't do that. You'll get
Way to read the
stabbed.
room, buddy.
Yeah.
You'll get stabbed a bunch.
You get
Or
the vibe
shot.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting the vibe everybody also had like a python around their necks.
There were no pythons present, but they would have been well received there, honestly.
The most-
If a python would have been up there for 30 minutes, it would have done better than I did.
People have been like, here, you want to touch it?
The most recent iteration of the Dab Lounge, I went and did it one time, and they had a security guard this time, and it was literally just a dude with a machete on his belt.
Oh, I've seen that guy.
Yeah.
I think he also works the food truck outside. I think he also makes grilled cheese.
Is that the
outside.
one?
The machete.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the really high ceilings?
No, it was.
They had it was like a weird cube stage.
Yeah.
But it has like
it was
little
like
curtain
painted in
things on the
Rasta
side of it.
colors.
They
Yes.
also- yeah.
The one I bombed at was right next to a Baskin Robbins. So.
Yeah,
That was the original.
Okay.
Strip mall.
Because I remember asking them, I was like, "Hey guys, is there anywhere I can like eat around here?" They're like, "There's a Baskin Robbins next door." It's like who's still eating 32 flavors? Or whatever.
Yeah, so
Apparently you for dinner.
in its heyday, the Dab Lounge, the original one where the Baskin Robbins was, had not a truck, not even a cart. There was just a dude outside who would just cook up food for people.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you just had like a table. I think it's the
But
same
that was
guy.
the old one before they got busted. Because
Yeah, I
I did
feel
a
ya.
couple shows there before they got busted the first time that were rad. Like so like packed. People were like having a good time.
Yeah.
Like it was very cool like in the first iteration before they got shut down the first time.
I think the machete guy traveled with the vendor.
Yeah, oh
Like,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think he. Yeah. He cooked food with his machete.
Yeah,
He was very nice. Very nice man.
I think you're right about
Yeah, I just kind of a
It's
paper
like
tiger, really. I don't think he actually would have stood up to the police or anybody else at all.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think that
You
guy
talking
was,
like a Danny Trio type? Are you? What are you?
Machete.
that. It's the strings, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you're thinking
He's-
is exactly what it is.
He doesn't hang out by the door with a machete to like greet people and be like, "Please bless my machete." He's ready to fucking chop somebody at any moment.
It's not Boulder. The thing with the Dab Lounge, for anybody that doesn't know, it's a place where you can legally smoke dabs.
I
which
don't
is-
know if it's legally.
Wasn't that the whole point?
It never
it's
was.
Yeah, there's
It always existed in a gray
Allegedly,
area. It always existed in a gray area.
at
Oh,
one point
always.
they
Oh, yeah.
existed as a church. Hard quotes
Yes.
around that because there was a legal loophole because of religious exemption or whatever.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
always found a way. But it was
Yeah,
always
everybody-
sketch.
I was raised Mormon. Everybody usually brought their own Coleman propane tanks to archery.
At one point, to get in, you had to give a $5 donation to become a member of the church.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Well, it's like in North Carolina, they have social clubs, drinking clubs or whatever. In order to just serve alcohol, you have to be a member. And some, like, it's just, you literally just sign up. And then others, it's a $5 for, like, a lifetime membership. You get a card and everything.
Yeah, well, there was a period like when the Dab Lounge was actually doing well, where there were other ones like that as well. There was another one I think called Zephyr Lounge. That was at the same thing. There were like 3 or 4 of them in the Springs.
It's a hookah
That,
lounge.
well, it wasn't. They sold weed and they sold
Yeah.
other stuff. Do you remember what was his name? Jeffrey something or other was like a weed like Vegas headliner who had a room down there. That was actually how I met Ben Verbeck the first time. Was doing this other show at another Dab Lounge.
Oh, I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. I know that guy. I never worked with him. I heard he's an asshole.
Oh, he was a complete
I-
asshole. Yeah, he was terrible. But it was like he hosted this room to nobody, and it was a similar setup to the Dab Lounge. And the craziest part about it was it shared a space, like it shared like a duplex where this Dab Lounge, this other lounge, was on one side, and on the other side was a bar. Where as far as I could tell, it wasn't a strip club, but like all of the waitresses were in bikinis, like sort of.
Did they all
Yeah.
have their clothes on?
Yeah,
Usually a good
dude,
sign.
and it was just everything about that place was like even for Colorado Springs was weird. Like,
Yeah.
just weird.
Well, thanks for sharing your stories. The last time I bombed was about 20 minutes ago. I couldn't figure out the SD card.
With some of the shows that we've been doing, though, you and I trade off on doing the host spot and doing that middle spot. And the middle spot, notoriously is just some place where you can kind of relax a little bit more, maybe do some new material because it's kind of the cush spot in the lineup. Sometimes hosting, even though people have been really great about attending shows and we've had enthusiastic audiences, it's still surprising to me how sometimes you really got to work for it to get a crowd going
Oh, man.
in some of these shows.
You weren't at the Halfpenny show on Saturday, but I had some hoodlums out in the back patio trying to cause havoc during my host set.
What?
And yeah, and
Like they were in the audience, or people that would like in the back? of the parking
they
lot?
came out to the back to smoke cigarettes, and
You didn't tell me this at all.
I tried to get
So
him
you
to
got
like.
heckled from somebody that wasn't at the show.
So
Because
yeah,
we're doing
and
the
the
shows
guy,
outside.
this dude is like your typical like Denver suburban like cool dude. He's got like nice Jordans. nice white T-shirt, baggy clothes, and he's like trying to talk to me during my set, and then eventually, no, he is very white. He was very white, but he also didn't try to like it. He didn't act white, if that makes sense, because he straight up kept telling me, I was like, dude, hang out for the show. You're gonna have a good time. You're having a good time with me. And he's like, oh man, no, I can't, man. My bitch is inside. She wants to go see our kids. She's pissed. And I was like, maybe she's mad because you keep calling her bitch.
See your kids. Where did you leave them?
Yeah. And I
both their parents.
I have fucked around, just made fun of that dude for like 4 minutes after he left, and it crushed. It was so much fucking fun. But that crowd liked crowd work after that. So
some crowds still just want to be messed with.
Yeah.
Have you guys? Have you only done the one dry dock show since you've been back? So to speak?
Yeah. So since things have opened back up, I've only done that one dry dock one, and then a couple at Barnhouse Tap. Steve was on the last one, and it was
great.
Really good. Although the one before that was the one day in June or whatever where it decided to rain. And so we set up the whole show in the pouring rain. And then I did my host set basically in the rain.
Yeah.
And the only reason we did it was because as we were setting up, there were people on the patio, umbrellas, and masks on.
Ready to go.
And I was like, guys, are we going to do this? And they're like, we're going to do this. We're here for it. And I was like, then we're going to do it.
Fucking
so I did my host set almost entirely in the rain. Like I think it stopped raining in the last 2 minutes of my host set.
Is that when you started doing well?
And then
yeah, that was exactly it. Yeah, at one point someone yelled something and I was like, give it 2 minutes and this is going to turn into a wet t-shirt contest. And from there on in, I had them. Like,
Boom.
we were good.
What if that was how comedy actually worked, where as long as you were bombing, it just rained on you?
Yeah. That's what it felt like. Dude. Well, especially like you brought it up. Like I think especially hosting at breweries, especially pre-pandemic. Yeah, you really do. Like as the host, like so the very first comedy show that I produced was Jagged Mountain. And Jagged Mountain was just a single room, where I had to basically learn over the years that I hosted the thing how to get people just to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
or leave.
It is a shared space, right? Like
right.
You're having a comedy show there that night, but it's not a separate room. So if people do want to just hang out at the bar, they're fucking there.
Yeah, and so I learned, the little tricks to kind of level with people. You do a little crowd work, but not enough that they keep talking. And of course, unlike a club, they're not going to kick someone out if they're being obnoxious or drunk or whatever. So I think that's like the thing that I've gotten the most out of, like doing brewery shows, producing them.
I feel like you've worked with other breweries as well.
14er, right?
14er.
Big one. We've done Dry Dock.
Yep.
You did the one you just said by yourself. But before that, you had a mic at Deep Draft.
I
Remember
did
that?
have a
That
mic,
was a fun mic.
Yeah, that was
Drink at Deep Draft.
Deep
Jesus,
Draft
we
Yeah.
gotta start recording these in the daylight.
You're already drunk, Steve.
I gotta cut you off.
Yeah, Deep Draft was a fun brewery. It was a fun
We do, and you
room.
forgot your own name on the last one.
I'm Corey David.
I want to host a mic again, man. As weird as that sounds. Like,
dude, I miss Mike so much.
I liked hosting a mic, man. It was fun. There was a community around it. Like I watched people get better, which was like awesome.
Right, you're gonna make fun of them when they bomb.
Yeah, right. Which was and then you could always tag someone's joke, and I want to host a mic again. I think that's something I want to do again.
What would you want to do? An outdoor thing?
Not a mic.
No.
Because my thing with mics, especially if you're the producer that's hosting it week after week, is watching it build. Watching the comics get better, watching the crowd build, and that definitely happened at Deep Drop. Like it started, when I started it there, it was a typical mic, and then by the end of it, before the place closed, we had so many people, like actual audience members, that I had to have comics wait outside, because it was a small room, and it was like perfect.
Yeah, it was tiny, but
it was all within 6 months that you started it, and then it grew, and then they closed.
It was like a year. It was pretty short.
Oh,
because
very short.
Well, yeah, the place just got bought. I mean, they sold.
Yeah.
So literally, I showed up to the mic, and the bartender was like, "Oh my god, have you heard?" I'm like, "No. What do I need to know?" She's like, "The owner sold the building," and I'm like, "All right, he hasn't told me." And so then, literally, there, like on my phone, I emailed the guy, and he's like, "Yep." Didn't want to say anything because we've had it happen before and the deal's fallen through, but it closed. So if you want to do it next week, that's the last one, and then we're going to close like the next day.
I'm not surprised that it sold though because I never paid for a beer there.
Oh,
So
yeah,
many beers.
we absolutely took advantage of that place.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Because it was right down the street from Bike Cafe. So literally, I would drink a handful of beers there, hosting the mic, and then whatever money I would make, I would just end up spending at the bike cafe.
He would
Seems like
never
you're
actually
the one-
make it home.
You're the one that cursed the bike cafe too, Harrison.
He sold it. Yeah, actually, he sold it to some developers.
For a while, I really liked Bike Cafe. For a while.
Yeah.
There was a magic period where you could do deep drafts,
That's what I'm
then Bike Cafe, and then for a very short period of time, there was that open mic at Hamburger Mary's. So you could
Yeah, I
do
wanna go to
3
that one.
in like 3 hours, though.
Within 3 blocks, it was.
Yeah, it was
amazing.
very easy to do.
I didn't go to that one because the host does not like me.
He doesn't like a lot of people.
I
Yeah.
don't think he likes
Which
himself.
one?
We're not gonna. We don't.
Bike
Cafe?
Yeah, it was Roger. No.
Well, no, and then the Hamburger Mary's, both of them have problems.
Yeah.
Toward the
Both
end.
spots.
Cool. Well, thanks for talking about
Yeah.
the bombing and shit.
So this is our first pumpkin beer. So I gotta ask, what do you guys think of the beer? What flavors are you picking up?
I don't actually hate this. This is actually pretty good.
That's a glowing recommendation.
Yeah,
Of it.
yeah.
So he
They can
doesn't
put it on the
taste
outside
hay.
of the bottle.
You don't taste hay.
I taste a little chalk, but not as much as I expected.
Yeah. I mean, it's still really chocolatey. You got a lot of coffee notes. to
Yeah.
it.
It tastes very.
It's the
coffee
pumpkin is
to me.
light. The
Yeah.
pumpkin is a very. It's pronounced, but it's light.
Yeah, it's basically just a quarter.
If
Yeah.
you didn't tell me it was
all
pumpkin,
it
I
is.
wouldn't have noticed it.
And for
probably.
that reason, it gets a 5.
Thank you, Epic Brewing.
No pumpkin. Way to go on the pumpkin.
My friends own a brewery back in New York, and they make a fall seasonal called No Pumpkin IPA. There's literally no pumpkin in it.
That's
whatsoever.
beautiful.
Good for those guys.
I think it's the best. All right, so I will give this one. So we're rating scale is 1 to 5, because it's not because it doesn't have any pumpkin in it.
No, it really does just taste like a porter.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it a 4.
And it's a good porter.
It's a good porter, though.
It's a good porter,
Yeah.
solid porter, but literally no pumpkin, and I appreciate that. Ed, what are you gonna give it?
We're doing out of 5, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'll give it 4. 4's
Four.
fair.
Harrison?
I'll give it a 4 as well. I think it's a solid 4.
Ooh, everybody's gonna start thinking we're homers.
I'm also gonna go 4.
Yeah, that's strong. That's a strong showing.
I think we're starting too strong with this. I can only go
I mean,
downhill.
it is very. The thing is, we started with like the heaviest one, no doubt.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Well, we might as well go down lightly and go to the Imperial Porter from Tommy Knocker.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright, so
yeah.
Well, do we want to chug beer first?
Yeah. Well, we don't.
Oh,
really
so
you
that
do
way
that
I-
first, or
yeah,
let's do it last?
No, we usually do it first.
Yeah,
This is
let's do
actually
that.
the longest we've gone into the show
Without chugging.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you guys are already loose, but let's get you. Let's get you on that
Super loose.
leaderboard if we can.
Who is the
huh?
Oh,
winner?
by the way, we
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
even
what are
announce
the-
the
what are
times
the-
from yesterday.
What are the current stats? I was gonna say, I know you had one recently.
Oh, so
Well,
this
we
episode.
we got pretty drunk at Beer Stot, and we
No
forgot. We forgot.
You forgot to record? 'Cause that's what it
No,
sounds like.
We did that basically. Yeah. We don't have a memory card. We didn't record, and
Just flying by the seat of their pants.
and we
as they
forgot to tell them their time, so we just made them chug beers.
Just made them keep chugging beers.
Yeah.
Ashley, if you're listening to this, you came in at 17.75 seconds.
Which is not the worst.
By far not the worst.
I'm chugged way
Actually,
too.
right in the same second range as Katie from River North and
From
Jason
River.
from Ratio.
Okay, this is about the same.
All right.
Yeah. I just-
Chuck came in
Try to
at
keep it light.
5.21 seconds.
Not enough to crack though, is it?
Not enough to crack. Puts him in 14th place.
That's still pretty
overall.
solid though. So just because we fucked that up, we'll definitely have to post their times and stuff on Facebook this week, though.
Sorry, guys.
So we're just having a good time. It was a good episode, but yeah. All right, you guys know the deal with the leaderboard, yeah? So
yeah.
right
What's
now,
the current? Give me the current like top 5.
Current top 5.
without a beer that's
number-
over 8%, it's gonna be pretty fucking hard to beat it.
5th place.
Yeah, I think
5th place without an 8% beer is Josh Gilman at
You gonna do it from the can, or you gonna do it in the?
Do we do a can or glass? Sorry.
Whichever you prefer, whatever you
I
think.
mean, I know
is
my
fine.
answer.
I think
You think the can's easier?
I feel like the wider mouth.
The wider mouth would definitely be easier.
Yeah.
So I think you're gonna take this,
So-
Harrison.
Read the top 5.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
First
Shut
place.
the fuck up, Harrison.
First place, Matt Taylor from the Pine Room. 0.68 seconds.
What's the actual story there? Is that legit?
Oh, it's legit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that episode.
It was
real?
an 8. It
They
was an
actually did
8.
that?
It was an 8%er.
Oh, okay. That's
So it was 3.63.
Yeah.
And then with
So
the 3 seconds off, it's 0.6.
The shortest time without the 8.6 seconds is 4th place, which is Zach Moss at 3.24 seconds.
But right ahead of him is Kevin from Dry Dock, and then
Ryan from Bear.
Ryan from Bear.
Okay.
Ready to rock and roll. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have you guys chug individually for time. We're gonna roast you and color commentate while it happens, and then we need you to immediately describe the beer that you drank afterward.
Okay.
So tell us what it was first, and then chug. So whoever wants to go first.
This is the good behavior IPA from Odell.
Drinking on
Nice
Monday.
IPA.
Not such good behavior for these guys.
Oh boy.
We bad
Stretching it out.
boys.
All right, here we go.
For what it's worth, Andres did stretch quite a bit. And it's the most I think I see he stretched. In
Yeah,
a
it's
time.
probably nears.
It worked in his favor.
Oh,
Hat's
hat's going backwards.
Hat's going backwards. Cool
Over
guy.
the top,
It's time
baby.
for Prison Mike. Cool guy Harrison.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Got a nice head on there. Oh, he
he
went
I
back
thought he was
real
gonna do
hard
that.
at first. Like I was like, oh god, but he couldn't keep it.
Oh.
It's too much.
Oh
He's
man, this is
No,
the-
you're still in it. You
the
can crack
first
the top
triple
five.
digit chug.
No,
so
we've got a
foamy.
couple
You can
minutes.
see all the foam.
It's
in
okay.
there.
I think the enthusiasm is
thought
there.
Yeah, he wants it.
Enthusiasm is high, ability is low. Let's put it that way. It's a rough combination. You're basically there, and time.
I suck.
I like how he threw it back at first and then immediately realized he was in.
Yeah, I thought I could do it. There was about a half second there. I was like, I think I
you
can
were
pull
gonna
this off.
I
I really think I can pull this
It
off.
really
true.
backfired on you.
Just true
Yeah,
grit,
like
true
that.
will.
So what I'll say is that shouldn't have gone with the fruity IPA. That was a mistake.
You don't think so?
That was a big mistake.
Tell us more about it. What
That-
was it?
What kind of flavors?
I think normally it would be a delicious beer. I've had this beer before and I usually enjoy it. It's one of those like kind of sessiony, really like kind of like bright is usually like how they describe
You
it.
look
Right?
like you just got out of a sauna.
Wow, this is
But yeah,
exercise.
too much on the hops, too much on the foam. That's what did me
The
in.
foam
Yeah,
was
do you think
not
that
helpful.
the flavor changes if you were to lick it off your own chest
Uh,
or suck it off your
probably.
t-shirt?
No, it's about the same.
Yeah, it's okay, good.
That one tastes like Tide Pods. Though.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I know how Tide Pods taste.
It's Steve's favorite candy.
Fucking millennials.
And them out at Halloween.
All right, what did he do? How many seconds?
Don't worry about that.
All right.
Why don't you just
Had a harness.
I think you've got a lot of opportunity here, right? If not to crack the top 10, but to at least beat your co-producer.
Yeah, I think
All right.
I think you're gonna win.
I'm gonna channel into my sword swallowing days.
If all the people that I would bet have been in the circus, I think it's Edward Bell.
And we're
Champion! Oh, the sneak attack.
shit.
He just gave me a cheap
yeah,
shot.
You got it. Oh!
Yes!
Oh!
Yeah,
Someone went
Edward!
to state school.
No,
Hell
off.
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You can
Holy
burp
shit, I
loudly
think you
if
did
you
it.
want to. That's right.
There it is.
Oh man.
Cheers.
Well
That's what
played.
Bobby likes.
Woo, I- sleeping on Steve's couch. That's what's gonna happen.
That's fine.
Oh
It's got a
man.
nice yard out there. It's got grass in it
Matt.
and everything.
Well, let's be fair. What mine was only. I didn't even announce the beer. It was high hops wheat ale with blueberries, which I
Okay.
think made it way easier to chug.
Delightful.
Yes, it was light, very blueberry.
Effervescent.
Yeah. What was the percentage on yours?
Probably still low.
Oh yeah, pretty low. It's like
Low.
4.5.
Oh, okay, mine was 4.8, so I did better on percentage and time.
Yeah, no, you crushed that all around,
And
man.
now you're gonna say some racist things.
One more beer, it's gonna get real weird.
Yeah, let's hear what I think about Filipinos.
So Harrison, you came in. You are fifth from last. Overall.
Not last though.
Yeah.
Bottom 5, but not last.
You were the top 5 of one of the categories, and that is the worst.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll take
And
that.
you came in at 24.52 seconds.
Yeah, that sucks. That's too bad.
Ed, you are in the
Looking
fifth
pretty good.
spot. The fifth spot of the other category. which is
Yeah! Fucking Edward Bell, baby.
You just edged out Josh Skillman in 5th place.
Jesus.
Shit.
Dude, Skillman's been in the
4.12
top 5
seconds.
for forever.
Yep.
Wow.
He's been in there for
sure
like
has.
at least 20 episodes.
He was number 1 for a long time.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Fuck you, Skillman.
Idiot. I miss Skillman. I love him.
Pretty
good
I
times.
wish he'd come around to describe it.
Where's Skillman been?
Oh,
Just hibernating, really.
yeah, he's been
Edward,
out.
what do you? Anything to say? Anything you gonna
Make
go
it
Disney
top-
World?
I'm going to Disney World. No, I paid $30,000 to learn how to do that. Real happy. Now I'm not gonna be able to taste any of these pumpkin beers. Though.
Good. Probably. Yeah.
That's for the best. That's for
Yeah.
the best.
All right.
I love pumpkin beers. Where should we start?
Let's get this ranking and reviewing underway. I
Great
say we do.
Divide
I said we do the other porter next because it's gonna be.
Is this one a
something
porter?
good. Yeah.
Is Tommyknockers a porter? Oh god, it's 9%. Oh Jesus Christ!
the fuck
Why? Okay.
Well, I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to go light to dark or?
Let's go dark to light. Just
This
because
Because I feel like all of them are gonna be about the same once we dip into these.
Yeah.
These will, at least now we'll have 2 porters to kind of compare. This is about as ratchet of a beer review show as you can possibly get, by the way.
Why
That doesn't even-
how is that not
It's
the
not
name
that
of the show? The Ratchet Beer Review? Holy shit. You're missing out, man. You're missing out on all these marketing opportunities.
It's really not that dark.
For a porter.
Yeah.
It's not really a porter.
Yeah, it's not really a beer product.
Just like, yeah. We just put some fucking gourds in one of our beers that wound up being 9%. This could easily pass as one of those beers where if it just got infected, they were like, yeah, we're just gonna release a sour stout now.
Yeah.
you have so much slobber all over you.
Yeah, not a drop spilled.
Yeah, no, you're
top 5
really
leaderboard.
you killed it in every possible way, and I failed in every possible way.
All right, so we've got
Pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Mountain Town Craft Beer, fucking cool. Limited edition Prospector Series, Pumperial, which is also what they call their Jizz series. Imperial Pumpkin Ale, Tommy Knocker, 12 ounces of bullshit. All right, it's their 25th anniversary. Don't know how the fuck that happened.
They were the only ones in Idaho Springs up until about 3 years ago.
Yeah, we're gonna do a podcast with Westbound and Down. Hope they bury them.
Yeah. No, I think Westbound and Down is great.
Yeah, they're great.
Really good beer. It's a good spot.
All right, so this way more like straight pumpkin pie.
Oh god, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, you can just. I mean, I don't.
Oh
even
yeah, that's like a fucking.
Oh no.
It's like
Just for reference, do you actually like pumpkin pie?
No.
All right, so you're drinking beers with a flavor you don't like in the first place.
Yeah.
But this is pretty.
I don't like
this one's
pumpkin
pretty
pie,
rough.
but I like pumpkin beers. This is like it almost tastes sugary.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's a bit much.
It tastes like apple juice, where they just threw like some pumpkin and extra sugar in
Did you say apple juice or apple juice?
it. Both.
Juice, yeah.
Whatever you wanted to hear.
Careful
Whatever
when
you
you
wanted to hear.
throw any of that around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Harrison's Latino. He can say whatever he wants.
Yeah,
That's how
right.
it works. It's a big
that's-
scene.
This is terrible. This is terrible. I give this a 1.
1.
I give it a
Harrison.
0.5.
Steve.
We can do fractions.
No, we can't do fractions.
I give it a
Give
frowny
it
face.
Give it a 1 because it has alcohol.
It just doesn't even.
You can't taste the alcohol. For a 9%, it's not one of those beers where you can tell it it's high ABV.
Well,
It's
so they
the only
definitely
thing
goes
I can
down,
say
but it's
good
like-
about it. It's the only good thing I can
It's
say.
really, it's all like sugary to like cover it up and.
For what it is, they're definitely going for more pumpkin pie filling, pie crust kind of flavor. Not as much, a little bit of cinnamon, like a touch of like allspice. It's not the worst fucking thing I've ever had. to be
No,
completely
you're
honest.
right. It's not.
I would say that if anything, it would be like a dessert beer on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
be good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put some yams in here,
Yeah.
call it a day.
Usually around like Christmas, my mom has like that house spray that she'll spray around to make it smell Christmassy, and that's what I imagine this would be if it was
Oh,
liquefied.
It does
Yeah.
kind of taste like Febreze pumpkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was a little less sweet, like just a touch more dry.
Yeah.
And I think it would be better, but to get that 9%, if that's what they were going for, you can't really do that, I guess. So.
Yeah, if their goal was to cover the alcohol, then great.
Yeah, they
They
absolutely
killed
did
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also more efficient ways to get hammered, I suppose.
Yeah, like butt chugging.
Shots.
Yeah.
Butt chugging.
Yeah, like just
You got a
shots.
leaderboard for that? Because I'll start it right here, baby.
You're already in the top 5.
Be numero
It's never
uno.
enough for every-
Call
No.
an ambulance on you tonight.
Right,
Racking up
I'm
the
giving it a
awards.
2. Because
So
it could be
generous.
worse.
Good.
So generous.
Two. You know, I also give it a 2. I don't think it's the worst pumpkin beer.
Yeah, I
I've ever
didn't
had.
like spit it up.
What's
You
the
know, you
worst
gotta
pumpkin
remember.
beer you've ever had?
We're about to find
We're
out.
gonna
Yeah, just
It's
you
when
wait.
we get there.
All right, next up.
I don't know. They'll say ales, so I guess we just gotta kind of.
Let's do that Great Divide quick.
To the Great Divide.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try
Yeah.
that.
Great
I thought
Divide,
that
pumpkin
Yeah,
ale.
we got 2 cans of that, so you guys want to crack your own. Ed, you already drank this one. You had a whole
Yeah.
one.
I did.
You finished it.
Yeah, I actually enjoy pumpkin beer quite a bit, so I'm glad I got to do this episode.
So as somebody that enjoys pumpkin beers, because
This
Harrison
is
was
darker.
disgusted.
This is fucking darker,
darker than the porter.
The porter from.
Harrison was
Tommy
disgusted
Knocker.
that we were going to be doing pumpkin beers, but you're thrilled. Steve is also in that can. He
Yeah,
loves
really.
pumpkin beers.
Are you not a pumpkin guy?
I'm good for about 1, maybe 2 a season. and
Yeah.
then that'll
2
be
a
it for me.
season. Wow, we're drinking 6 tonight. So.
Yeah.
This will tide me over for about 2 years.
I feel like breweries always go for like the novelty one. Like at 14er, they have several beers that I really enjoy, but they also have like a jalapeno beer that is I can't stand it. Like I can't even smell it. I feel the same way about sours. Do you guys like sours?
Love sours.
I can't stand sours. Like I like that they make them and that they make them interesting, but literally like if I am gonna drink a sour, this is how far I go.
So Harrison
Nope.
only drinks IPAs.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I would
I
say,
like porters and stouts.
I would
and,
say the
like,
same thing, but I've also just had some horrible sours where, like, the ones we've had, like, primitive sours were all so fucking good.
Yeah, Steve's gotten
Where it's
pretty
like-
spoiled from like all the shows that we've done.
Yeah,
like
that makes
when
sense.
he went into this not really liking sour beers, we've been able to do shows with some of the best sour makers in the state.
Yeah.
So
And that's,
you get the best.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I've had a couple that I like, but I've had a few that it tastes like a warhead to me.
Yeah, and sometimes that's great.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes that's really good. Yeah. Edward, so you love pumpkin beers.
I do. I also just love pumpkin, I should say.
So it's pumpkin everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Pie, lattes.
Smashing
Yeah,
pumpkins.
dude, I've already had.
Smashing
Smashing
pumpkins.
pumpkins.
I've had 2 pumpkin spice lattes this October already. So I wait till October 1st. I'm a good fall
See, I wait
person.
till it's cold. I had one in September, but I wait till it's, like, cold before I
Alright.
drink that shit.
But you would just strap on that flannel one day, walk out on a brisk fall morning, and go, it's time.
Yeah, absolutely. I earned that.
All right, so this one's from Great Divide,
Great Divide.
Pumpkin Ale. No specifics on the beer itself, but 6.5%. I did read earlier that it's a brown ale, that they use pumpkin spice, and I don't know if there's any actual pumpkins in here, but it
It doesn't taste like it.
It definitely tastes
it's very
less
pumpkin
pumpkin-y.
spicy.
Yeah, it's pumpkin. It's more pumpkin
It's more
spice than
spice.
pumpkin.
Yeah.
Which I'll say I actually enjoy more than generally.
you get a
what
ton more
pumpkins.
spice out of like the
Yeah.
flesh.
Yeah, it's a
for
lot
sure.
more the
Yeah.
spice side
Cuts
in it.
through.
Yeah, well, you can't. To be honest, you can't really smell a lot of pumpkin. Pumpkin doesn't really have like a big odor to it. So usually with pumpkin beers, it'll either go one of 2 routes. It'll either go the pie route, which is what the Tommy Knocker did, and also what Pumpkin is. That's one of the more popular ones, right? They go the pumpkin pie route. Other way to go about it is to use the more spices. So you use cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, things like that.
Other things, right?
Yeah, things that are.
Which
just
I feel like we're getting more of with this one. for
tons.
Sure.
Yeah,
Way more than just
Absolutely.
straight up pumpkin.
Great Divide, pumpkin ale. I like the logo.
Label looks cool.
Is that Ichabod Crane? Is that no the Headless Horseman? Ichabod. That's the same story, right?
Same story.
Yeah. That's
Humpty
Headless
Dumpty?
Horseman. He is about to fall off that horse. I tell you that. It also could be Blucifer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it kind of looks like a guy
It
riding
does have
Lucifer.
strong Blucifer vibes. Yeah.
Boom. So do you guys?
We do have some. I don't know if people. We have like 2 people that download this in like Italy for some reason, and I love it. It's great.
Great.
But for those that don't know what Blucifer is, it's the horse at DIA that has red eyes and runs the Illuminati.
Tell him why it has red eyes.
Well, it killed a man.
Yeah, kill the guy.
I don't know that. I thought that was still like an artistic choice before it killed him.
Oh,
Because it fell on him.
the story that I heard was that it was basically done, like it was done, and like more or less, and then it fell on him, and because the city had already paid for it, they're like, well, we don't want to not put it up,
Yeah.
so they put the red eyes as like a weird tribute to the guy that died while making it. That's the story I heard.
Tommy Red Eyes. Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
the story.
Famous cousin of Tommy Knocker.
yeah, Tommy Red Eyes.
They both are just destroying Greater Colorado.
Either way, it's like, hey, let's make everyone in Denver think that we're not a cow town, but then put a giant fucking horse
Right.
right.
Well, now that I see the red eyes thing, it's like maybe that symbolizes if you're flying and you can see those eyes, you need to start just spending more on airplane tickets.
It probably is Blucifer though, because they did a collab thing.
Also, the red eye is the signature look for
Yeah.
Lucifer. So I think you probably accidentally are correct.
Yeah, I think you guys are onto something. Because I know I have a shirt from Great Divide that has Blucifer on it. For their like Denver Pale Ale, they have Blucifer.
I have
like,
a shirt from
lasers going
Breckenridge.
everywhere.
I have one from Breckenridge that's the same.
Wait,
yeah, I mean,
I have one from Odell.
You're just gonna make one up, you
Tire.
asshole.
Wait,
Left hand Odell
we
Tire.
all won
Fat.
shirts at open mics? That's crazy.
Dude, I've won a lot of gear at open mics. I have a Breckenridge hat that I won at Irish. One of the ones.
You
one of
never
the,
can
I
remember.
I do shows at both of them before times, and I confused them
The
constantly.
Brotherhood of the Traveling Lucifer shirt.
There's actually I'll give it.
It'll
to
come back to me.
In this because we're at my house. In one of the closets, there's a.
I'm still not convinced. I feel like we just broke into somebody's
Yeah.
house. They're gonna come home and be like, "Where'd all the sandwich meat go?"
They left us some pumpkin beer. God damn it! No, there's a leather jacket that Brett Hiker gave me, and I guess it's like a traveling leather jacket and has gone through many comics.
Oh god,
That's awesome. And there'll be pictures of that on the Patreon.
Yeah, you can actually rent it.
I
Patreon.
don't want it in my house anymore, so one of you guys can have it. I know.
Dude, I just got a leather jacket.
Honestly, we're showing up with that next week, and then 2 weeks after that, every comic in town will have a leather jacket.
Yeah.
Everybody rocks the jean jacket here.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the look.
It's very denim heavy here, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
It's a denim town, denim Denver.
Denim. That's the joke we always
Denim,
get.
Denver.
Yeah.
Denver.
I think all of us own denim jackets, right? Do you have a denim
Oh,
jacket? Yeah.
I love mine.
I do not. I want a black one, but I found one at Target that was like a good price. But the sleeves were too long and the torso was too short. Thought I was wearing a crop top, so I did not get it.
Nice. I have the black and the blue. Oh, there we go. Fart
What the
mic.
God damn it. That's the first one you've done on here? You do that all the time?
Yeah, I've never
That's the first
experienced
It's a recurring bit?
That's the
No, I
first
don't
one.
believe you. I don't believe you.
That. Yeah.
I was inspired by Tom Segura and Christina P.
Yeah,
They have
I'm
a
a big
special
fan.
fart microphone.
great.
Which seems responsible,
Yeah.
honestly, in these times.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's your mic,
Yeah.
not mine.
They put a sticker on it.
Some poor bastard's gonna have to use that at a show tomorrow. And
Yeah, I bring
they're
that
never
up.
gonna know. They're never gonna know.
Oh wait, Steve, was this one yours?
No, it's yours.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
You're sure now.
It's yours now, yeah, it's yours now.
I'm sure.
It's definitely yours.
We've
now.
been burping into these things for months.
It's a beer podcast. You gotta burp into them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different from like putting it up against your butthole.
I didn't put it up against my
Hey,
mouth.
he
It
had,
was
he had
close. It
clothes
was in
on.
proximity.
He had clothes on.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
There's double layers.
Yeah,
here.
there was a mask. There was
Yes,
some protection.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's required that
You're not
everybody
getting
wears
COVID
an ass
from that
mask.
mic.
When they come on this show, we're trying to be safe, socially distanced.
Man.
So underwear?
Yeah, let's
You're
do
talking
that.
about underwear. You're talking about underwear.
No, it has to have straps.
Yeah, this is truly the classiest podcast around.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers to that.
So,
I'm drinking.
what are we ranking this guy?
I'm gonna give it a 3.
3.
I'm gonna counter that. I'm a big fan. I'm gonna give it a 4.
I'd go.
I was thinking about 4.
Yeah.
I see where I was gonna say 3.
Do you want to do a 4?
Yeah.
Do you
He's
wanna
doing
change?
decimals, even though he said I can't do decimals.
Give me a 4. I'll do a 4.
It's real tasty.
We'll throw him a 4.
I'm gonna pitchfork this. I'm gonna give it a 2.9.
But then you're gonna edit it later once it becomes popular.
Yeah, once it becomes popular, I'll edit my review and I'll give it a 4.
4.
For now, I'm giving it a 2.9.
Yeah.
I'm going. I'm gonna go 3, just because. I mean, the beer itself, like, it's a good brown ale, but then it's a little too much.
It's a little too much
for me.
spice.
It's a little too much spice.
I like the brown ale.
It's
part.
still
I like the
just
spice.
I like
Yeah.
the spice a lot.
It's still just like hanging around in my mouth.
Yeah. No, I don't.
It's too much.
I can't do it.
All right, so still in the lead is the only pumpkin beer that didn't taste like a pumpkin beer. That's Epic Brewing Company so far, but not far behind is Great Divide. So
I have to say that I really like Epic. I've always had good beers at Epic. They've always done a good job.
it's not because they give us money.
It's not,
No.
but they do. So we like them even more.
I used to play in a band that had a practice space at the Walnut Room a block away, and me and the drummer in the band would always get 2 bombers right before rehearsal from Epic, because there was a period of time where they were only like $5 a piece, and I never saw the drummer in this band ever drink less than 2 bombers ever. Like if we got together to play, he was drinking 2 bombers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No
By the
matter
way, you're
what
a
was
good
happening.
musician, man. Like you did a
Thanks,
great job when you played my old show Hootenanny.
Yeah, that's
That was
right.
good.
That show was awesome, man.
Yeah, Harrison's sneaky good at music.
Yeah, it was the thing that I did before comedy for my whole life, pretty much.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Yeah, thanks, man. That was a really, really good show.
Yeah,
That's
it's
an
too bad
awesome
they
run.
too bad the venue fucked it up.
What happened?
They
talk about it?
sponsor. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Arvada Tavern.
Yeah, put him on blast.
Generally, dude, great room, man. That upstairs room was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna survive whether I talk shit about them or not, so it
No.
doesn't really matter. But somebody approached them about sponsoring the show and they kept the money.
Oh.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's shady.
Yeah,
And you
didn't
found out
even,
after the fact?
didn't even offer to give us any of it.
Oh, man.
That's,
And we're just like, yeah, but this covers our cost of you guys, and then we can make more money because we're not paying you. And it's like, yeah, but they wouldn't be giving you any money
If it wasn't
if it
for
wasn't
you.
for our show. So yeah, we had plans in the works to try to help them make more money, which they denied to be at the beginning. Where we're like, okay, well, we could charge tickets, but we don't want to do that. It's like, okay, well, what if we did a limited food menu up there? We don't want to do that. It's like, okay, well then.
Yeah, help me
How
out.
do
It's
you
a
wanna make
Thursday
money?
night. We're already trying to
Yeah.
enforce a 2-drink minimum, like that. We're just encouraging. We can't really enforce that. You know, like what are you gonna do? So then, but then they complained about not making enough money.
Right, which
So
is that's a classic venue move.
Yeah, they always complain about not making enough
I'm
money.
like, how many times do you have to bring up the electricity to me? And they're like, well, we have to turn the electricity on. I'm like,
We got,
how much
yeah, what are
fucking-
you, 90? That's
What are you, my dad?
No.
Like,
You
what
know,
is
I
happening right now?
Crank
It's
the
a cell
electrical plug for a while.
who touched the thermostat?
God,
Jesus.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So that does, yeah, it blew because it was a really good show, and everybody here did it, right?
No, I was supposed to do it, but then COVID canceled it.
Yeah, sorry.
So,
That's
okay.
If I remember correctly, that's just a convenient excuse.
I remember having it on a poster. That's why I was just like,
Right.
everybody here.
but it sounds like I'll be starting a show there soon.
Yeah, no, that's one of the other things about like working with breweries that I love is like
Oh,
they
shit.
don't act that way.
Oh,
The
did you open
So
that?
the
I'm
upslope?
sorry, I didn't get there yet. Here, you go for it. I'm still on this one.
Yeah, so I actually saw the Tommy Knocker at the liquor store today, and I decided to go instead of something I thought might actually be good.
So something I
No,
also
I bought it as a bit, Steve. I thought I made that clear.
I know, we almost did the same bit.
Yeah.
We almost did the same.
Well,
bit.
one thing I actually would like to talk to you guys about while we review the Upslope Brewing Pumpkin Ale, which is 7.7% ale brewed with pumpkins and spices, so there is gourds in this beer. It says ingredients: snow melts. Cool.
Do you actually believe that? Because they
Nope.
put that on every one of their beers.
No, I don't.
And I like Upslope, but I don't buy it.
I believe.
Can you
that
get
it's-
them on your podcast?
I think it's
I,
just a
we
melt.
want to.
We're
I
trying
think
to
it is.
yeah.
I think it is snow melt, but I do think that man can also create snow, so they
Yeah.
probably just
Yeah.
they have a snowmaker.
Yeah, they just pick up
It's
all the
just-
excess ice from dumpsters at local ice arenas and then fucking put it in their
Yeah, in Boulder. So it's all got trace amounts of cocaine in it.
What
Snow
else?
malt, baby bear, pumpkins, hops, yeast, and spices. So,
I'm sorry, baby bear pumpkin?
baby bear pumpkins.
That's the thing I need
That's
to
what
know.
it says.
Baby bear.
Tiny gay pumpkins. That's what it
That is the name of my Smashing Pumpkins cover. Tiny gay pumpkins.
Like exclusively at gay bars.
Yeah. We just do Smashing Pumpkins covers at gay bars,
So-
and we never do one.
So while we're drinking this, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about. You guys have gone out on the road a couple times together, right?
Yes.
Do some tours around
Yeah.
Southeast.
Ed and I hung out in Worcester one time.
Yes,
Worcester.
Worcester. That was actually a great time.
Yeah, it was a fun
that was
time.
such a
What did you guys
fun-
like the most about Worcester?
Oh, the meth heads.
Oh my god. Yeah. So Steve and I were not. I mean, obviously we knew each other from doing comedy, but we weren't great friends at that point or any means.
Or
And
now?
Now we're best friends. Yeah, yeah.
Best friends.
But I
we're
just
starting
remember-
a show at the Armada Tavern.
We're starting to show at our Armada Tavern next month.
I'm playing music. I'm a house musician.
It's called the Boot and Shanty.
The boot and shandy. The boot and shanty.
I just distinctly remember we're hanging out at this dive bar doing our festival shows or whatever, and Steve wants to go to the 7-Eleven, and he's like, I'm going to 7-Eleven. I was like, cool. And then he goes to walk out, and then he comes back and walks back to me, and he goes, actually, I'm scared to go outside by myself.
I really was. I legitimately was.
Worcester gets pretty rough.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
had to walk there together because
Yeah.
it was extremely scary. There was a homeless
Oh,
man that
that's
followed
cute.
us the whole way.
He was fucking huge. He was jacked. He was methed up.
He was on PCP. I
Yeah,
don't know if he was
yeah.
jacked, but he
That's-
was definitely on
that-
PCP.
that's-
No,
That's
he
East
was
Coast
like
man.
pretty
Get
ripped.
some
He was
BDE.
like pretty ripped.
He was
Some angel dust.
He
for
had
it.
more muscles than us, but I don't think that's saying a lot. We're both pretty skinny guys.
I mean, yeah.
Steve takes offense to that
Yeah.
statement.
I mean, I'm gangly as hell.
He's yoked.
No, he was like a big dude, and he was very upset, and you could tell that he had all that adrenaline going, and
Yeah, he was yelling racial slurs. He was all there.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
yeah.
everything you want in a homeless person.
Is this a Tyler Durden situation where you're just talking about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
it was because it wasn't just us. It was Zeke Herrera, Jose McCall, and Nate Earl were all there too. And so yeah, it's like a Tyler Durden with the 5 of us all just becoming the one same crazy homeless person on PCP.
Yeah, but it was great for another grown man to ask another grown man if he could walk him to the store.
That was not comfortable.
That was a real sweetheart moment.
And honestly, we walked together. I still wasn't comfortable.
Yeah,
I was still uneasy.
He was loud. You could hear the dude yelling blocks and blocks away.
Yeah.
So
Nice town, that Worcester.
Yeah, but Harrison and I have done the road together, mostly Midwest.
We had a good run in October, man. That was good. I'm glad we got to do that.
right before.
Yeah, it wasn't right before. I mean, it was a few months before, but yeah, man, we had a good run in the Midwest. Did some good shows, some kind of weird shows, but they were still good. You know, like even when there's only like 20 people at an improv theater, like it still pulled off the show.
Yeah, so
Opening
fun.
for some.
20
Nice
people is
act.
still enough for
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, for a road show, for us fucking
Yeah.
acts, yeah, it's great. It's a fun time. Harrison got to see where I grew up. He got to
It's true.
stay in my dad's basement.
So, all right. So, yeah, we stayed with Ed's dad one night in Omaha, and driving up there, Ed said, so either my dad is going to hang out and drink with us till 3 a.m., or he's going to want to go to bed immediately. And it was the first one, for sure.
Good, bad,
Yeah,
different.
no, it was great. It was awesome. Yeah, it was great. We drank peanut butter whiskey, and Ed's dad is basically like Animal from the Muppets if he was a person. It's awesome. It's fucking rad.
Do you guys look similar?
Yeah, we look like sisters.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we look exactly the same. Yeah, his beard is longer, and I think his hair is longer too, honestly. But yeah, we look pretty much exactly the
I
same.
mean, give it a couple months to get there.
I know, I'm working on it. I have not cut the beard since this COVID thing started.
Yeah, your Charles Manson vibes are strong right now.
They're very strong, absolutely. You guys want to join my cult?
I
Yeah.
thought I already did.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Sugar cult.
Yeah.
Sugar cult.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, you got to see where I grew up. Harrison grew up in upstate New York, so he never got to see, like, truck stops or whatever.
Westchester, New York. Let's get straight.
I mean,
Yeah,
he
there's a
lied.
whole part of the
There's
state.
a whole other thing
that
with
exists.
upstate, man.
Yeah,
Don't
okay.
say
It's
that
not
shit.
the city. It's
Not on
upstate.
here.
Whatever.
Not on here.
Whatever. Some kid from Iowa is exactly the same. You didn't grow up in
Fair.
the city.
Is there upstate Iowa? Do people say it that
No,
way?
fuck no. There's
They're
just
like,
Iowa.
I live
There's
on
country,
the south
there's-
side.
There's downtown and then there's country. That's it.
You sound like you've been there.
Oh yeah, I have. I have been to the birthplace of John Wayne for sure.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, Iowa boasts the future birthplace of Captain Kirk. He has not been born yet.
Whoa.
But Riverside,
Is that
Iowa.
a thing people talk
That's
about?
mind
Oh,
blowing.
that's the thing people don't shut the fuck up about. Yeah. But,
Sounds like a real Joseph Smith story if I've ever heard one.
yeah, absolutely. It's basically a religion, Star Trek.
Yeah.
But Harrison had never seen truck stops before, so I got to show him the wonders
I
of...
had seen some trucks.
Dude, he was amazed that people buy t-shirts from truck stops. You know, the t-shirts with like a wolf on it.
Oh,
like,
it was the best.
like
No,
a bald eagle.
I was amazed
Dry
at the
fit American
volume.
flag with a howling wolf.
I was amazed at the
howling
volume. I had certainly been to truck stop. The thing that I was not fully prepared for was the runza at the truck stop. That was a new one for me.
People love the Runza.
That blew my fucking mind.
People love
They
Runza.
love that Runza.
Love
God
Runza.
damn, they really love the Runza.
I'm a Casey's fan personally.
Dude, fuck yeah, I'm
Give me
hardcore
some of that
Casey's.
fucking
Yeah.
breakfast pizza.
Right, dude, you have been to Iowa.
Yeah, dude.
So Runza's just like it's a Nebraska fast food chain, yeah?
There's actually
Yes.
one or two in Colorado, apparently.
It was like one in Westminster, I think.
Yeah, more north. But yeah, it's...
What's their deal?
What was it? I can't remember.
So
It's
the
like
thing
2
is,
for
so-
$3
Is
usually.
it in a wrap? It's not in a wrap, or it's like a calzone kind of thing?
It's like its own special
Like a
bun.
hot pocket, right?
It's sort of
Yes.
like a big
Like a
hot
pita.
pocket. It's like a big, but it's not quite a pita. It's like a self-contained thing. It's like a big hot pocket. I think that's the closest way to like describe it. And it's like decent, but it's like you're at the gas station, so like how good can you really expect it to be?
I
It's
mean,
sort of my thing.
Casey's.
Yeah,
is-
gas station food in the Midwest is top notch.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
That's all you got.
It's the best food you got. Fair
yeah,
enough.
It
fair
puts
enough.
7-Eleven to shame.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to a gas station Runza. Not all Runzas are in gas stations, though.
I didn't
Just
ever
the good
see one
ones.
that wasn't one. The only runs I saw on that run were at gas stations.
So it's like shredded beef. I feel like there's onions in there or something weird. And then
Classic move.
It's in like kind of like a hoagie bun, but it's like sealed at the end, so it looks like a hot pocket. It's okay. Not that great.
Runza! Jim Gaffigan does a whole thing.
Yeah,
about
he
it.
does the whole thing. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it rants about Trump. It's amazing.
I showed it to Harrison thinking he would love regional food. He eats it, takes the first bite. He goes, "Oh, it's food."
It's edible.
It's not. Where's the lie?
Fucking taking this New York boy to the Midwest.
And I
Sorry, this isn't a 5-star establishment.
It wasn't even like that. I'm just like, we're at a gas station.
Ah,
How
the
good
big
is this going to
city.
be? You know.
Well,
I
I'll
can't-
tell you what is a 5-star is this pumpkin ale from Upstate.
I do
Yeah,
like
This
this.
is
right.
fucking.
I do like
bomb.
this. I do
This
like
is
this.
really good.
Oh,
It's like
man.
kind of an amber
I
ale.
hate amber ales. I hate all pumpkin beer stuff. There's some good ones.
Yeah, who are you doing right
You.
now? Oh, that was me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Steve does a great Corey Davis.
Hi, I'm Corey Davis.
Yeah, I eat ass.
You really love that bit, don't you?
It's been my fucking opener for a couple months. Well, since quarantine.
You're opening eating on ass?
So I don't know how much. I can't remember how much we talked about this at Dry Dock, but we did that one weird like open mic-y thing amongst ourselves, like right when everything shut down.
Okay.
Do you remember this? And it was like me, Ed, Michael Sayedian.
Oh, we did the Zoom thing.
Yeah, and
The
you
Zoom
were
thing.
workshopping that bit, and then when I heard you like do it at Dry Dock, I was like, "Holy shit, Corey's actually doing this bit about eating ass. This is kind of amazing." But
Well,
just like, because it wouldn't have registered if I didn't hear you like on that one weird Zoom mic we tried to do.
I
together.
know, that's funny that I'd totally forgotten that we
Yeah.
even did that, to be honest.
Yeah.
The problem is that it kills, number one, and then number two is that I haven't been able to do anything else over the past 6 months. There's
Other
no
than eat ass.
other than eat ass. That's all I've been inspired.
Yeah, so is
by.
that also your opener sexually?
Yeah, it's just like, let's go for it. That's part of the more
Nice
sex
shoes. Can I eat
education.
your ass? Is that the deal?
When you don't get any sex ed when you're a kid, you just go right to what the movies told you to do.
Sure.
We are watching different movies.
So what? You've only seen Requiem for a Dream. That's fascinating. Tell me more about that.
Who doesn't love chicken little?
Yeah,
Lots of people.
You're talking about jerking off to the scene where he loses his arm, right?
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean, it really makes you appreciate having the arms yourselves, you know?
Yeah, I don't necessarily love that I've been doing that bit as much as I have been doing it, but the opportunity to workshop new stuff has become harder and
Yeah,
less
no
frequent. So
Yeah.
yeah, because I felt like I before all of this, I felt like my opener kind of changed every 6 months. You know, where like the first 2 to 3 minutes was whatever I was happy about and working on at the time, and that would be like my. It would change up about that often. I don't, do you guys feel that way, or do you always open with the same stuff, or how do you guys do it?
I tell straight jokes, so I always open with the same thing. Well, not always, I guess, but always open with 1 of 5 jokes. But
I'm a similar thing. I don't have the same thing, but I do the same. Because my thing is that I have to start on a good one. Like, I have to start with a laugh.
Yeah.
And then I always do my newer or things I'm, like, less sure about in the middle.
Right.
Because I can't get out of the, like, open strong, close strong mentality. That's
Well,
always
you
kinda
still
what
have
I
to
try
get the
do.
crowd on your side.
for sure.
Right, so
Yeah, so if you
that's why I open with usually a joke at least that I know is solid.
Yeah.
Though
It's
I
not
will-
always the same.
I
There's
will
always something
say,
I like.
whenever we're running a show, whichever one of us doesn't go first, the
Those
other.
of goes the first.
Hey, I took the beer. I'm
Beer.
on top
Yeah,
five.
you
I'm
crushed the
top
beer.
five.
I'm in the top 5.
Hey,
I'm in the top
Hey.
5.
Are we butt chugging beers? Or are we just playing around, guys?
Says Ed, who asks me, "Do you always open with eating ass?"
I don't eat it. I put beer in it. God will still let me into heaven, I think. I was just gonna say, usually if one of us is opening the show, the other one just shits on the other person for the first 2 minutes to build goodwill.
That's a good system.
Especially when we were running a show with a third guy, we would both shit on that guy mercilessly.
Hey, you want to show up and host so we can just shit on you?
It's really fun. It's really fun.
Just you two throwing each other alley-oops.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a
It
quarter
happened
of the show.
on and off stage. It was amazing.
Yeah, because the crowd's like, that guy's an idiot. And we're like,
Yeah, he sucks.
No, it's true. Actually, so when we were doing 14er, we would switch off who would do the
I
host
was gonna
set.
say, I
Who
feel
would
like you
do
guys
the
were just
opening
talking about
bullet.
Michael.
Yeah, no, we are. We would always switch off who did the host set, who did the opening bullet spot, and who would do the beer mission. And yeah, without fail, we would always just shit on whoever was hosting. No matter who it was always whoever would go up next would just be like, that guy sucks. Yeah, right now we're all buddies. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, and the
When you're
crowd.
actually friends, it's really fun.
Yeah, and toward the end of the 1 year that we had 14er, we actually were starting to get repeat people. So
Like
we
a
would-
lot of regulars.
which was awesome. That's the whole point, right? So we would challenge each other to, especially if you're in the beer mission spot, only do new stuff. Just only fuck around. You know, like that was kind of how we left it.
But sometimes you wouldn't have new stuff, so you'd literally just be fucking around.
Yeah.
Making fun of the room,
I would just
or
fuck around.
people in the front row, or whatever.
What? Pulling that move.
Exactly. What's up with this guy?
That was me when Harrison bombed. That was me yelling, "What? I can't hear you."
Oh man.
Fun
Do you
times.
remember that Renegade mic that used to happen?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
that was where I did that show.
Yeah.
I'll say that another one that I also terribly bombed and was only sort of my fault is I did a show, same thing, same tour kind of situation, but the only group that was there was a bachelorette party. Yeah. And it was, so I had to MC doing 15 minutes to open, and then Wes Williams was supposed to do 20, then I was supposed to do another 15, and then Megan DePonso, who was supposed to be with us today, she closed. And literally the
You make it
relief,
sound like she's dead.
Yeah, she died.
I know.
She is.
Literally the relief on
Thanks
the
for coming,
wi-
Ed.
like
Yeah.
the relief,
Fuck everyone.
the relief from the women when Megan got up was palpable.
Oh yeah.
Like, to not have me and Wes trying to yell jokes at them. And it was actually the first show that I ever truly understood the term doing time, because I couldn't do jokes. Like, they were drinking craft beer from Renegade out of plastic flamencos that they had bought. They kept refilling and drinking out of the flamencos.
Sounds like a fucking great time.
It was,
sounds really
dude,
fun.
it was wild. It was really wild.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do comedy to them. Like, it was well beyond like
You
what.
still can't.
Yeah, dude. After that night, I would have happily quit. I would have happily quit. Yeah, it was rough. It was
It's a good thing you're good at music.
Yeah, it's true. It's the thing I'll fall back on is fucking music.
So what do we think of this?
Oh yeah, we got way off here.
This upslope.
I really
Yeah.
like it.
I'm
I
giving
really
this dude a 5. It's more of a.
It's a perfect beer.
Yeah, it's not a brown ale. It's not a porter. It's not too light in body. I mean, I mostly hate amber ales, but I feel like when you're adding spice to it and you're adding pumpkin-esque qualities, you do have to go with something middle of the road. Spice isn't too heavy. It's not too much. It's
No, nailed it.
right amount of
Balanced.
sweetness.
Yeah, it's very balanced.
Fucking love it. I'm getting it. It's getting a 5.
Yeah, I think we already know this one wins, but
We'll truck along.
we'll drink some Hey
We'll
Pumpkins
entertain you
anyways.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give this a 5. This is great.
You know, I'm gonna be devil's. I can't say words anymore.
I'm
gonna give it
I'm
a
gonna
4.
be the devil's
I'm gonna give it
albatross.
4 because it ties the last one for me. That's what I'm gonna say.
That's fair.
Ties the last one for you.
Yeah, it's different pumpkin quality, but
I'm digging this. So we have 2 pumpkin beers left.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I just.
there's another can of Hey Pumpkin.
Hey
here if you guys
Pumpkin.
wanna
This
have
is
it.
from Denver Beer Company, friend of the podcast.
Good spot. Good spot.
And I'm sure this will be good. I had this on the podcast that we did with them, and I loved it. But I mean, following it up, that upslope is really,
That upslope is really good.
really a home run.
it's very tasty. It tastes like, the pumpkin cut through nice, but it wasn't too overwhelming.
Yeah. Same with the spices.
Yeah, absolutely, big fan.
So I don't want to ruin any sponsorships you have, Steve. But the other day I was talking to a friend of mine who's a big craft beer fan, and we got into top five breweries in Denver. What do you got?
Honestly, just what's your favorite brewery in Denver?
My favorite brewery in Denver is somebody we're trying to get on the podcast, so we're kind of talking with them a little bit. Cerebral has been for a while.
Yeah, no, that was both of our like absolute, because we were both drinking Cerebral. Like, I had gotten some Cerebral beer.
Is that your favorite as well?
It's maybe not my favorite, but it is firmly in the top 3.
Yeah.
They are just like consistently putting out new and different stuff all the time, and it's all good.
I've never had anything bad from it. I think
No,
Corey
me either.
agrees.
So I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking
Favorite
about top
breweries?
5 breweries in Denver, or just favorite breweries.
Tommy Knocker.
That's Idaho Springs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me think.
Your favorite one, top brewery, number 1.
So I'll tell you mine. My top 5 in no particular order: Cerebral, Mockery, Bear, God, I've had too many. Remember the other two?
You should have made it a shorter list.
Yeah.
Zephyr Brewing.
No.
Coors.
Cerebral, Bear, Mockery, River North,
Ooh,
and
good choice.
the other one is... Shit, I've had way too much. I'll remember the other one and I'll shout it when I think.
Did you guys ever get to see the shows that we were doing at River North? Did you get to check any of those out?
I did.
Yeah, we did like
We
one of
were-
the
I
last
think we
ones.
both did.
We both
Yeah.
did it. Yeah.
Nice. When it was.
And actually, I'll be honest, I feel
Well,
like I
the
kind of
River
bombed
North
on that.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like I kind of bombed, and it was the worst
Well,
kind of bomb where
we
Ed killed it. Like, Ed, you crushed up top.
We had just gotten off the road together, like a couple weeks earlier,
That's probably true.
where I had
Yes.
bombed following you.
Right, so I remember you did great up top as the host, and then Ed, like, smoked it. And I was like, all right, this is going to be great. And then it was the worst kind of bomb where I feel like they were with me, but not the way, like, I really wanted to. You know, like,
Oh, yeah,
it was like 60% energy when I wanted it like at 100, you know?
Yeah.
And so I couldn't say I really bombed, but I walked off being like, man, I really fucked that up. Like I just felt awful about it
Sure.
afterwards, you know?
Yeah.
Where like it wasn't really a bomb, but it was sort of the worst kind.
No, you did fine.
I did
and
fine.
and that's
No,
worse
I,
than
I,
bombing.
I hate doing fine, dude. Does
I
anyone
know.
want to do fine?
No, you
I
really
either want to
don't.
outright bomb or I want to crush.
You either
Doing fine feels like bomb.
you either want to go down with the fucking ship
Yeah.
or
Yeah, I did just fine, and to me that's actually I'd rather outright bomb than do fine.
Yeah. That was a great show, though. Very
It was a
snowy.
great show.
We
It was
got
an awesome
super
show.
drunk because that beer
Oh,
is
yeah.
amazing.
And
love
I
that
decided to take a scooter home and fuck myself up pretty
Oh,
good.
I
actually.
remember that. Yeah, it was like icy as shit.
That was
It
pretty
super
good.
icy.
That was so stupid.
Those tires that
It
have
was
zero
so stupid.
traction.
Oh,
Dude, I saw
so
somebody eat
bad.
it the other day on a scooter so fucking hard, and it felt so good. I loved watching it entirely. I'm glad you're okay, but I watched.
I
it.
was, dude. My back was pretty bruised for months. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, people get fucked up on
Yeah,
this
I
stuff.
should know. It was stupid. I drank too much.
They
and I
go
was
like
just
30 miles
cocky.
per hour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
it's
fucking
go
nuts.
for-
Well, I made it 2 blocks away from River North, and I slipped on some ice, and I like just landed in the middle of the street. And these two like girls who were walking by were just like, "Are you okay?" And I just had like the wind completely knocked out of me. So I was like, exactly.
Sucks his chest.
I'm good. I'm
Sucks
good.
his gut in. I'm fine.
And then I just like crawled to the sidewalk and called a lift, which is what I should have done anyway. It was so stupid.
Well, all right. This is Arvada, but I think New Image is up there. I really like basically everything.
Oh,
New Image
Yeah,
does.
they're
it was
really
good.
True makes some of the best stuff,
I agree.
so that's 2. Cerebral 3 for sure. I haven't had anything from Crooked Stave in a while, but I know they're always making really great stuff. Bierstadt, which is one of the breweries that we work with, they make. I mean, their lagers are some of the best in the country.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's no doubt about it. And then I would say for the other 1 or 2, either Comrade down in like Centennial
Comrade's
area.
awesome, yeah.
Comrade makes really good stuff, and then I love Ratio. I
Oh,
think
yeah, that was,
everything
Actually,
that was my other top. five,
Ratio
for
is
sure.
my number 1.
Ratio, everything they do, I think I really love, and their
That was the one I couldn't remember. Really.
their beers all have like a great crispness to them that you just don't see in even their sweeter stuff. They always, I don't know if it's just, I forget, they told us about it at one point. I don't know if it's because they use Pilsner malt with basically everything, or just their yeast strain, that it dries all their beers out a little bit more, and it just, I don't know, I love the texture of them, love the flavor. I stopped in there for the first time in forever the other night. It was good to see them again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing great, actually.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Yeah,
because
they're
they have the
doing
extra patio space.
Yeah,
and they can still seat people inside.
yeah. It's I stopped in there last week, I think, and yeah, it was popping, which is good because I love that place.
I really do.
Domestica is, as a Midwestern boy, that is my favorite beer of all time.
Yeah.
A repeater. Oof, so good.
Uh,
They have a few that are just fine.
Yeah, did you have your top 5?
Oh,
Who's your
I
favorite?
just said Cerebral. Just in terms of beer, Chain Reaction made a barrel and they flew through it, and it's not even seasonally like accurate, but they did a lavender shandy that is one of the best beers I've had in a long time, and they realized that they should have made a lot more, so they're gonna be making more of them. But that was one of the better beers I've had in a while. It's very good.
Alright, so we got Hey Pumpkin now.
This is Hey Pumpkin. Hey Pumpkin. Yeah, I mean after the upslope, I think that this would be a lot higher on my list if it wasn't just after the upslope.
No, I agree.
For
This
sure.
isn't. I don't hate this. This is one of those fine beers. It's not bombing for me. It's not crushing. It's fine.
I will
Yeah,
say,
Okay, like it's all
You just
right.
said that's the worst spot to be in.
No, that's
Yeah.
no. As a comedian, as a beer, it's fine. It's,
Yeah.
I will say it's the first one I've had that I could picture myself drinking another one of.
It's very drinkable.
Yeah,
it's very drinkable.
Because like some of the flavors are tamed down, because it's a little bit more mild. I feel like it's.
I think it's
easier
probably
drinking.
also the lightest of the ones we've had. I would say it's
For sure.
All right, Steve, what are you giving it?
I'll give it a 3.
3. Ed.
I will also give it a 3.
3.
I think I have to give it a 3. Everything about it's like a 3.
Okay. And Corey is gonna give it a 3. All right, so
Three's
literally,
best award,
It's
yeah.
a 3.
literally,
It's a good beer.
open micer with potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. If it puts in some reps, it'll get better. It'll get better.
Which is the first
Until
name
it
of my
starts
alma.
posting too much on Facebook.
Yeah. And then it will
Start getting-
cancel itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, just start giving,
For no reason.
just start giving
for
shout
no
outs to
reason.
everybody on Facebook and then complaining about how you're not getting stage time. That's fun.
Shout out to Evan Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. He's brought up
I
the
love
most-
you, Evan. But shut the fuck
I
up,
fucking
dude.
love Evan.
It
yeah.
directly directed at him, and he's mentioned the most on this podcast. Any comic
And he's probably never listened to it.
No.
Oh, no, absolutely.
He
But
doesn't
he's
know.
probably only listened to it just to like hate listen. I bet.
No, he doesn't know how to download things.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Can't get his.
And if Evan, if you
palms
hear
hold
that,
the
I
phone.
stand by it. That's
Yeah, I do sing song Ding Dong with him, or used to in the before times, and yeah, he'd load the backing tracks just onto his phone and play them on his phone. And I was like, dude,
What are you doing?
what are you doing?
Yeah, well.
Dude, I know you guys were talking about it before, but man, I do miss the shows at River North. I miss all the shows that we do. But
River
the
North
ones-
was
Yeah.
special.
Well,
Well,
the
River
ones that
North-
we had, that last one that we did in particular,
Yeah.
that we had like 120 fucking people in that room.
Dude, that room is just
Wild.
so
Just
well
anything
set
on
up.
that street is amazing.
It's
honestly.
true, man. Yeah, we do 14, or we used to do 14 around the street. Same thing. It's just a good
We
setup.
will
It's just
do 14
We will.
again.
We will.
We will.
We will.
I,
Because
I
they've
don't know
been
if you
doing
guys
great.
have noticed this
in
about
those.
Rhino crowds, though. Rhino crowds to me are always so 50-50 because
Yes.
they're usually very well attended, and it's a hip neighborhood, so you would think that everybody's just like, we're on board for comedy. But then you just get these random 50-50 nights in Rhino where I'm like, they aren't digging anything. I don't know
Oh,
if it's because
absolutely.
everybody's on dates or if it was like a work
It's
function.
a lot of dates, I
It's a
think.
lot of Tinder
So
dates.
something
Yeah.
that I'll say that we noticed at 14ers, we did a ticketed show there, and even charging just $7 or $10, that changed a little. Like
I
I
would
think,
say it changed a lot. It
Yeah.
improved the quality a lot. Because if
Yes.
you invest $10 in a show, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's better than a free show.
Yeah.
so I think that's part of what you were getting at River North, was people just hanging out there. And yeah, you're absolutely right. The people who live in the condos around River North are 50-50
Well,
kind of people.
it's not even the River North shows in particular. It's just any of the other shows I've done in Rhino.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just get like weird vibes from people.
I will say,
sometimes.
after every single show we did at 14, after every single one, someone threatened to fight me. Some quarter zip douchebag.
You're pretty hostile. What are
Just-
you doing to these people to get them? To
Usually I am like, hey, can you please move to the other side of the bar so I can rearrange these tables?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, "Hey, can you please shut up so I could fuck your date?"
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's fair.
Well, the thing
Edward
is they
Mr.
thought
Steve
that's what Ed
Earl.
was saying.
Yeah,
Ed just being like, hey, can you move so I can set the show up, to them sounded like I want to fuck your girlfriend, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
the last one we
That's usually
did,
the line I use.
a guy got very confrontational with me, and I literally just started talking to his wife.
Mr.
Because I was like, I
Confrontational.
can't deal with this guy. I'm just gonna talk to his wife.
Yeah.
And she escorted him out to the car, which he drove, which I thought was pretty funny.
Well, they're both dead now. So.
All right, last one.
Ugh.
The New Belgium
Ugh.
Voodoo Ranger Atomic Pumpkin.
I can pee during this, right?
Yeah, you can go.
All right.
Ooh,
let's
that's a
see.
light one.
Anything about this?
Interesting. Yeah, what's up with that?
6.4% ABV. Nothing about the beer. Oh, ale brewed with pumpkin, cinnamon, and chilies.
Ooh.
So you had mentioned jalapeno beer before. I don't typically love beer with jalapeno in it, not necessarily because of the spice, but because the nose winds up being really vegetal.
Yeah, I
It
agree. It's too
Smell,
much.
it just
Yeah.
smells like green pepper.
Yeah, I agree, and I hate that.
Yeah, it's not a good beer smell.
Right, yeah, I don't want that from a beer. Like, I think it's cool that, like, all right, you're experimenting and you make it, but, like, there are people that legitimately love spicy liquid.
Yeah,
I just,
hate that.
I can't get on board,
Yeah.
man. I cannot get on board with spicy liquid.
This one's pretty fucking good too. It's got a little bit more of a spice to it because of the chilies. Like you can taste the spice. So you get the cinnamon flavor, but then there is a little bit of a kick that kind of fucking hits you too.
As I said, I don't think we got one of those.
Yeah, we only had the one.
We probably don't need too much of it.
We stole this from.
I've had plenty of beer.
Yeah. I stole this from pumpkin carving last night.
Nice.
Did pumpkin carving for the first time since I was probably 18 last night.
How'd it go?
What'd you carve?
I carved what appears to look like. It was supposed to be a ghost, but definitely looks like a Klansman.
Smash that pumpkin.
It really is just the roundness of the head that determines.
That's what you're
whether
blaming it on?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
It doesn't help
meanwhile,
that instead of-
it's just a swastika.
on the bottom, on the bottom, it's supposed to say boo, and it just says Jews.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
No.
That's not good.
You get bothered by the Jew comment. You don't like the Jew saying word Jew.
He's not trying to get canceled.
What?
I get it.
I
mean,
don't
that's
get
what they-
bothered by
I
that.
was gonna say that's what people say. People say Jew.
Yeah,
One time I was at a party in high school, and I was at like my friend's house, and we were all drunk, and I put a sheet over myself. I just went, boo, I'm a ghost or a member of the KKK, but either way, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
And that's how you got kicked out of school.
Yeah, that's how I got kicked out. That's why I had no friends for senior year.
took an hour into the podcast when we probably got Harrison's bombing story.
That was it. That was the real bombing story. I'll tell you another one about pumpkins too. I emceed at a harvest festival once.
Sick.
Not a good setup for comedy. Not a good setup for
Was this
comedy.
pre
at all.
or post virgin?
It's a couple years ago, so pre.
What do you think harvest meant?
No, but literally, I found out that they have a crane. Like the end of the harvest festival was they lift the winning pumpkin up by a crane and then drop it so that everyone can try to grab seeds for the winning pumpkin to try to plant those seeds and win next year. That's
So
the
this-
headliner.
So this is
That's
a
the
fuck
headliner.
fest.
That's the headliner.
This is everybody banging each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
Grab your seeds and plant them at the dance. All right, Ed, what are you thinking? You're making a face.
I'm just surprised because I think it's my favorite out of all of them.
Oh no! took the last one. I don't know if you heard, but so this one has cinnamon and chilies in it.
Okay, I think it's the chili I'm tasting.
I like the spice.
That was making me make.
I kind of like the
face.
spice on the back.
I love spicy things, so I'm gonna give it 5 actually.
Yeah.
Give it the full 5. Oh, by the way, when I walked past the camcorder, it said no SD card detected. So I don't know if that's an issue.
Jesus
We're gonna have to do all of this again.
We're professionals, I swear to God. We actually do have something where a stock video just shows up that we upload from our RSS feed if we don't upload a video itself.
Oh wow.
So it's
Nice.
not. We're still kind of experimenting with the video component. We had one episode that had like 50 views on it, which is way the fuck more than we ever had.
Yeah, that's
on other
cool.
ones.
Yeah.
But then the others have been 4 or 5. So it really
Watch us on YouTube.
It really does depend on whether or not the brewery shares it. I think the live streaming component is something that we do need to capitalize on a little bit more.
Sure.
But knowing the right way to do it, and adding the videos. We're just.
I didn't even know you guys did video. If you did that, I would have worn my nice hoodie. So.
We're figuring stuff out as we go along. Because you guys have your own podcast too, yeah?
We do.
How many episodes have you guys done?
Oh well, it's
That's
just
a
about
good
to come
question.
out. It's just about.
How
to
many
come
have we recorded or how many have we released? Because those are two wildly different answers.
We've recorded 122. No.
And
so-
we released 166.
That's not far out.
Yeah.
No, I think we've recorded what, maybe 15?
Yeah, about 15. So we have enough to get through the rest of the year, but it's supposed to come out tomorrow, actually,
Oh, it
right?
hasn't come out yet.
Actually, tomorrow's supposed
It's
to be the release
pending
date.
on Spotify.
Well,
We've
it'll be out.
submitted it.
It'll
We're
be
just
out by the
waiting.
time this episode is out.
Yeah,
You
it
know
will
that.
be out by that time this episode's out. It's called OK Ringo. That's the name of our production company. That's the name of
Oh, you
us.
named your podcast after your production company?
Yeah, that's weird, right?
Yeah, I know. Weird move, right, fellas? Weird move.
Yeah.
How unoriginal.
We just talk about one topic for 30 minutes. That's pretty much the whole podcast.
Yeah, it's just how racist Ed is every week. Week in and week
Yeah,
out.
which, you know, having a white Latino on the podcast makes me liberal with my choices.
Yeah, no, we mostly just talk about all the things you'd expect us to. Music and comedy. I made some original music that goes in with it, which was a lot of fun to put
He's
together.
underplaying that a lot. Actually, the original music is much better than the podcast itself.
We'll release that separately eventually. It's all Beatles samples that we hope they don't sue us for.
Yeah, it's like a 30-minute podcast. We just talk about one subject for 30 minutes. And yeah, it's supposed to come out Tuesday. We submitted it to all the the things.
About a week
All the
ago.
powers.
We're just waiting.
They have to decide.
They have to,
that's-
yeah.
Well, so we've got enough banked, and I very meticulously followed all of their, guidelines. So I hope it gets accepted. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good.
No, I'm sure it'll be fun. But yeah, OK Ringo. It's okringocomedy.com. We have a website.
Yeah,
And all the socials.
you guys will be on it because we need guests desperately.
Yeah, we've just been doing it, the two of us, and at some point we will start doing guests because we started recording it, back when we couldn't do shows back in April and May. I don't think we probably would have done it if we.
I mean,
didn't do
it's
shows.
It's a whole different game at that point.
Yeah.
It truly started as something to be creative when we couldn't even leave our houses. When we were barred from leaving our houses by the city of Denver.
Yeah, it's just been fun to record a show, and you guys you'll learn some stuff along the way too.
Yeah,
well, we've learned a lot of stuff. Yeah,
What to do with things at work. We used to start the show up. We had 20 different segments, and we tried to make certain things regular segments on the show, but we kind of realized that there's really only 3 or 4 things that we really need to have on each show.
Yeah, people
And then-
chugging is all anybody cares.
That's all anyone gives a shit
Absolutely.
about.
And
Let's
then
get
we-
the funnel, buddies. All right.
And then if we have to do more segments on top of that, we've got them ready, I guess, to at least promote as a topic of conversation.
Yeah,
But-
we talk about beer news. I like to bring up Yingling collaborating with her. She's a lot good. Scoring real match.
You're an East Coaster. You've had Yingling.
I've had Yingling. I mean, Yingling it's not good.
It's trash.
Yeah.
Thank you,
It's
Harrison.
it's the beer you buy at a gas station.
But
know?
it's even worse
Whoa,
than that.
dude! They sell breakfast pizza at those things.
Yeah, there's a reason that both of those get sold at gas stations.
But it's worse
That's what
than
I'm
that
saying.
because people get so crazy about it.
They love Yingling.
That's
But,
why.
but people love Coors, man, in the same way. Like, it's the same thing.
Okay,
I think
Coors
it's worse.
Banquet is legitimately good beer. All right.
I
Is
love
it?
Banquet.
Yeah,
Banquet
it's
is
legitimately good if you're already hammered.
No.
No,
Banquet's
I'll
a good
start
beer.
there. Yeah, I'll start there.
We got
Yingling's
3 out of 4
sucks.
saying
Oh,
Banquet's a
no.
good beer.
Yingling
Yeah.
starts when you're so. It starts sucking when you're sober.
Coors
It's
Light
not
is
good.
whatever. Coors Banquet is good. It's
The
legitimately
Banquet
good.
It's the better of the Coors, but it's still not like,
Have you done the Coors tour? Because they'll change your mind.
hey man, I got hired to host the Coors tour.
Hey, we
look
have
like
And then
a
I
fun
found out that it
story.
wasn't a real job, so I couldn't take it. No, seriously, I went and did an interview with a tie on like an asshole. And I got the job to find out that it was basically like between 20 and 30 hours a week, depending on what they needed,
Voluntary.
paying $10 an hour to host the Coors tour.
Yeah,
and I
that's
got
why it's
the
only,
job.
Like old people.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna drive out to Golden for $20
$10
like that's
an hour.
yeah.
It's like
what are we-
retired. It's
Well,
like
they're like, well, you
retirees.
get a shift beer at the end of your shift.
Gross.
I'm like,
Wait.
I can't pay my
There's
rent
drink
with that.
tickets?
Yeah, there's drink tickets.
You
dude.
actually get 3 10-ounce pours.
Yeah, no,
It's,
and I would have loved to do that job, but it's not a real job. It's like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
college kid.
I
job.
thought that was
So
our
you decided to
whole
become a
lifestyle.
comedian instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be.
It was my first couple of years of doing stand up. I gotta find a job like this. So then I ended up just hosting bar trivia for 4 nights a week for a year, and I'm still paying taxes on that basically.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oof, indeed.
Hey, before we get too far along on conversation, Steve, what do you give this beer?
I'm gonna give it a 4. The thing is, like this, you can kind of taste the spice a little bit on my tongue. Like I get the taste,
Not on your taint?
but
or your
then
tongue?
well, give me a little
So
bit for
usually,
that one. We'll see.
I usually like
That'll
to
come around.
swab a jalapeno on my butt cheeks.
I thought that's what you didn't ask
You're
for.
just all about the eating ass, dude. Like,
I do feel it in the
You're
back.
just
of
so
my
on
throat.
brand. You're just so on brand.
Insatiable.
I said I.
Buy my koozies. All right.
I gotta say, man, I love that you had the opening spot at Dry Dock and you were still selling the fuck out of some koozies.
Oh,
That-
dude, I sold
that
like,
was a hell of a move.
I sold like $200 worth of
yeah,
merch.
I believe you. I believe you. That was a pro move.
And Adam sold 1 poster. All right.
Yeah.
And I bought it, so.
All right, Harrison, what do you give
I
this?
give it a 3.
A 3?
I like it. I like it. I don't hate it.
That's a game changer.
Yeah. No, I
Okay.
give it a
You guys kill some time while I add up some of these scores.
I think we already
Corey
know
does
the
math.
winner.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not how dramatic effect works. You
Yeah.
fucking
It's definitely
dumb.
not.
This dude, I give you a lot of credit, Corey, for actually trying to host this podcast. this. Thank you for.
Yeah, I understand how this works now. Is you keep it on the rails, and Steve takes it right off those rails.
You're goddamn
And
right.
Steve every 30
Steve's a
seconds
wild
goes,
card.
wow.
Yeah. I feel like I'm watching Left Brain and Right Brain just like work, at the same time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Also, Left Brain, Right Brain, hosted by Jay.
Hell yeah! I'm queuing up ads I didn't even realize I was doing.
Yeah.
All right, so keep talking. We got one more that I got to add up. Math was not my strong suit.
Yeah, especially after several beers.
Yeah.
Okay,
How
I
many
think I got it.
beers?
How many
If
beers?
you have
All right.
1/4 of a beer added on 2/3 of a beer.
Okay,
They're all different
How
percentages.
drunk? What percentage alcohol do you blow when the cop pulls you over?
so in third place, the beer that tasted the least like pumpkin, Epic Brewing Company,
Yeah,
with 16 points.
Way to go, Epic. 23rd. We'll have a show there on
In
October 23rd.
second place, 17 points. A little too spicy for old Steve Boy.
Nothing's too spicy for old Steve Boy. I'm spicy.
Is the New Belgium Voodoo Pumpkin, Atomic Pumpkin. And then the winner of this
drama.
episode of beers,
The winner of nothing in particular.
except tonight, Upslope.
Yeah.
Upslope Brewing Company with 19
Pumpkin
points.
ale.
It's good.
A near perfect score.
Upslope is great, man.
Really,
They
it's
are.
very good. They make snow melt, right?
Anytime they're making
It's
themselves.
made with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We established that.
They're in Bowler, so one of them owns their own mountain, and they just make snow on it, and that's what they make out of snow melt.
Yeah.
Seriously, if you guys get them on, that's the first question I want to hear.
I mean the seltzer, you assholes.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of breweries that are just in the works. We gotta get them on. But
That's awesome.
one that's on our radar is getting Blue Moon on, because we were just talking about Coors, and we got some shit about having 10 Barrel on the podcast because they're a Budweiser affiliate, like they're owned by Budweiser. And I'm like,
Well, craft brew people give a shit. They're very
they give a
protective.
shit,
I'm
but
sure you got a lot of flame on the internet.
but ultimately it's like I want people to be on the show that's fun. They just have a good
10
time.
Barrel makes some good beer, even though they're not technically a craft beer, if that's how you're going to live your life.
Oh, they make it.
But if that's how you're going to live your life, then, do you shop at Target or Amazon? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
people that, get all, uppity about that kind of shit. It's just like, yeah, but,
Yeah, you
you
get
know.
everything from the farmer's market.
yeah, that's cool. Like, where's your internet come from?
Hard to buy
Artisanal internet? Oh, no?
Artisanal internet.
Yeah.
No, you're paying Comcast or CenturyLink like the rest of us? All right, great.
This is Harrison's way of saying the first guest on OK Ringo is PBR. We got PBR on the
Yeah, if you guys get PBR, I'd be impressed.
If you guys just, I'm all supportive of you guys doing the podcast, but if you just start interviewing beer people, I'm gonna be pissed.
No, we're way less organized than you guys. Yeah.
Steve, I'm only going to interview people that you have already interviewed, is how we're going to do
yeah,
this.
That's great. Man, then Evan Johnson will still never get on your podcast.
Yeah, take
No,
that.
no,
No.
I'm only whatever breweries you're currently hosting shows at, those are the first guests we're going to have on the
Yeah.
podcast. Because, slim pickings during the pandemic, apparently.
Apparently,
Yeah,
yeah. You gotta go all the way up to Longmont,
Yeah.
Colorado for that. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Cool. Well, anything you guys want to promote other than you got the pod, you got what other shows you guys got coming up?
So we pretty much
Shut
down.
It's gonna get cold.
What
Yeah.
happened?
So literally-
Dry Dock one wasn't.
No, so you know what? Dry Dock is in the works. So here's the thing: what I'll say about Dry Dock is, I've only ever done shows there quarterly. They don't want to do more than that. Mostly,
really?
Mostly because both the Dry Dock locations, especially the south one,
They kill
and
it
even-
already.
Yeah, even the north one as well. Not only do they kill it already, but what Eric and those guys have told me is that because it's sort of a neighborhood bar, anytime they've tried to do events monthly, they get really good attendance for the first 3 months and then drops off heavily after that.
Yeah.
So I've only ever done shows at Dry Dock quarterly, and then even when we did the North Dock, the one that we did there, we only did it quarterly. But I had 3 more scheduled there this summer,
Oh, shit.
and obviously we had to cancel. So
Yeah.
we'll maybe do a North Dock one because it's so big and
Yeah.
we can open the door.
Yeah,
and
we
keep it safe.
talked to them about going to play disc golf over there.
Dude, it's rad.
Yeah.
I mean that space up north is amazing. It's
Yeah.
so big in that back room. You did the show that I did
Yeah.
there. It's awesome. It's a massive room. So I think we may do that one. The thing about Barnhouse is,
It's really by the seat of our pants on that one.
yeah.
I mean, it's a great outdoor space.
We may do some
but-
pop-ups, but my thing is, you guys know how much work producing a show is. I don't want to have to go through all the work of putting the lineup together, promoting it, and then that day it snows or it rains and it's 40 degrees. One thing if it rains in the summer, we can pull that off.
We've lucked out pretty well.
Yeah.
Over the summer with weather.
We have not had to cancel any shows. We did one show in the cold.
Yeah.
Which Edward did.
Yeah, it was actually a great show.
Yeah, people
were
turned
down.
out. Yeah, people still turned out for it. Yeah. By the end of it, we had all but one table occupied.
Yeah.
And it was 38 degrees out.
That's killer.
But also.
But I don't think we can really plan on that for the rest of the
No,
season.
it'd be week of kind of shit.
So yeah, not a ton of live shows coming up. We'll probably.
We got
do
so many
some-
podcasts that are coming out.
Yeah.
So
We
many.
have so many in the bank ready to go.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear it.
OKRingoComedy.com, OK Ringo Podcast. It'll drop literally any day now. That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah,
Like a
as soon as
mixtape.
Spotify approves it for all the racial slurs. But
We had to bleep out all of the cursing, but other than that, we're good.
Kind of take all the Evan Johnson segments out.
yeah, exactly. He was a reoccurring.
You think that didn't come up at least once?
To all our Guinea listeners out there, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here.
Upslow pumpkin beer for life, bitches.
Thanks Epic Brewing Company as well for giving us marketing money. And good night.
Bye.
Man, you guys got me drunk. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
goddamn.
Gonna have to call Bobby to pick up my car.
Get Bobby over here.
Great podcast.
Oh man, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going for the bathroom? Because I have to pee
No,
so
no,
for
bad.
having us.